These two grown men had never seen the Simpsons. How the fuck's that even happen? They're two grown men on a mission now, so buckle up and just strap in.
Come to the place where fun never ends. Come on in, it's time to party with Garfield and friends. Come on in, it's time to party with Garfield and friends. Garfield and friends.
These two grown men had never seen the Simpsons. It's America's barley basket.
Welcome to episode 131 of America's Barley Basket. My name is Nathan Folsebuck. Sitting next to me, physically, is Marlon Wells.
Hello, Nathan.
Hello, Marlon.
How are you?
I'm really going to like that. I hope the mic picks it up. That was almost imperceptible.
I barely perceived
the little whisper I pushed out of my body. Pushed it out just for you.
Over here pushing whispers.
Holy.
That's gross.
What are you doing in there?
Sounding.
Pushing out a whisper.
Oh, no.
I'm not going to ever ask again. You win. Guess that's your bad. I guess I got to go to the truck stop to shit now.
Pushing whispers. Yish.
Ooh. Ooh.
I can't tell if it's sexual or scatological or... Oh, my God.
I don't like that. That is unpleasant.
You should. I wish everyone could see your face right now. You are so pleased with yourself.
A lot of teeth.
As to what's happening
just
right
cheesing over here.
Oh my God. Holy shit. How are you? As if we haven't spent the last 48 hours together.
I'm just going to say, we've just been crammed into vehicles driving across the barren wastelands of the upper Midwest.
Yeah, it's a tough country to look at this time of year.
Yeah, very bleak. Very Game of Thrones-ian.
Yeah. It's,
winter has came.
It's... Oof.
I got a missing CPAP machine. We got CPAP bandits out there.
CPAP watch.
How can I sleep without a robot gently humping my mouth? Pushing its air. That's pushing air. That thing's pushing whispers into me. I'm going to be whisperless without that machine.
Yep. Yeah. No one's going to push your whispers anymore.
I don't whisper when I don't have that machine. I'm fucking hollering in my sleep.
Jake break?
Yeah. The iron ore barges in Duluth.
Any word on your PAP? Any word on your PAP
No,
machine that you lost somewhere this weekend?
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled for a PAP machine. It's out there somewhere.
Oh, fucking CPAP daddy over here. He's got to have his PAP.
That's a serial number. I don't want to have to get taken on this shit, but I will. I'll be hunting that down. Busting into a trailer house. Some guy's got my mask on his face.
Stick a nail in his knee and hook it to a car battery. Where'd you get this? Oh, man. Yeah, I slept like a king in a fucking Botno, North Dakota motel last night. Whew.
You seem rested. Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed.
Do I?
Yeah.
Because I feel like dog shit. Oh, my God. Oh, it's going to be nice to sleep in my own bed.
That's just the showman malaise.
Yeah.
You know, you've been out there, the adoration, just people throwing themselves at you. They just want a piece of you, then you get home and you realize you're all alone. You're truly alone.
This is what Bob Seger wrote Turn the Page for. We're days like this.
You're going to be rum tubbing it as soon as I'm out of here. Just lying in the bathtub with a bottle of fucking, I don't even know what a knockoff rum would be, fucking Corporal Jennings or Specialist Jones. Plum flavored rum.
Plum rum.
I'm drinking plum. He's all prummed up. He's on that plum rum. Don't look at me, I'm prummed.
Oh no, he got into the prum again.
Just spill it on yourself in the tub, your skin gets dyed from it.
Yeah, it's purple. Yeah. Is that a birthmark on your chest? No.
Like a later in life birthmark.
It's a life mark.
It's a rough few years.
Oh, God. Getting prummed up.
See if they have something bigger than a 175. 3-liter plastic bottle of what was it? Plum rum. I can't even say it. God. Just fill this aquarium.
This bottle's got the pit in it.
Oh my God, you in the tub with a little aquarium full of fucking plum rum next to it. Got a gravy ladle you're drinking.
I was thinking like a siphon hose.
That's probably
garden hose hit on, but soup ladle's much funnier. So let's go with that.
Here we go.
Oh, I spilled an abnormal amount of this in the tub.
I'm beating myself.
Ain't even water in the tub. It's just me laying in the tub, ladling plum rum into my hole.
I got a fucking mix you put together for your sad plum rum nights. Where have all the cowboys gone?
It's an alarming amount of Sean Mullins on this playlist.
What was Sean Mullins again? It was a one-hit wonder. What was that?
Yeah, Sean Mullins was. I always want to say Walking in Memphis, but that's not
Rockabye.
Right, I don't think. Rockabye. There we go.
Everything's gonna be all right.
Which is a pretty good song to listen to when you're shoveling plum rum into your mouth while in an empty bathtub.
I like to think Sean Mullins and Tall Bachman have a one-bedroom apartment they share somewhere.
Yep, that they're hanging out in.
One guy camps in the living room, the other guy's got the bedroom.
Yep, maybe they switch every once in a while.
Whenever one of them has a somewhat regular sexual partner, they get the bedroom.
Yeah.
Is Tall Bachman going to be here all night? Where do you think he's going to go? Who's calling for him?
Where's he going to go? He's got nowhere to go.
He's hearing the whole conversation.
Oh, God. Tal Bachman was She So Fly?
High.
There we go.
He hits it too. That's sing along with that when you're in your depths of your fucking plum rum.
And his dad's the Bachman of Bachman Turner Overdrive,
Randy,
right?
Yeah,
gotcha.
He gets a cool bro name like Randy. Names his son fucking Tal. What the hell? Give your kid a chance.
Who the fuck sang Walking in Memphis now?
Walking in Memphis. That's Mark Cohn.
Yes, I think you're right. Also a good song.
Got to be a one-hit wonder. Mark Cohn. Unless Mark Cohn's one of those guys that was like in a band 15 years prior.
That could be.
Yeah. Yeah, like Mark Cohn, I think. Is that how that last name is spelled?
Yeah. Like Crohn's almost. But
yeah. Wonder how his shitting was, Mark Cohn's. You shitting good, Mark? Get a hold of the podcast.
Oh, if Cohn's had Crohn's, that'd be tough. That'd be tough.
He's got to hit some high notes and Walking to Memphis. That's hard to do if you're holding a fucking diarrhea shit. You gotta have confidence in your bowels.
That boy ain't pushing whispers.
Yeah. He's holding in screams. He ruefully remembers the day he could just push in whispers.
Oh, shit. Oh, it's been a weekend.
Yeah.
It's been a long fucking weekend. A lot of times sitting in a vehicle, driving with a coat on. I hate sitting in a car with a coat.
Ugh. It's getting just cold enough where you almost have to, too. It sucks.
It's bullshit.
Yeah. The hard lives we live.
Yeah.
I'm going to go wear a coat in the car.
Why not take a 5.5 hour car ride and then record a podcast?
Yeah. Hey, Marlon.
What's that, Nathan?
You know who's never shared a one-bedroom apartment with Sean Mullins?
Who's that?
The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah. I bet you're right.
Pretty sure. There could be a lot happening in seasons 31 through 34, but I'm pretty sure.
Could be. We got a long road
It'd
yet.
be an insane idea for an episode.
Homer moves in with Tal Bachman.
I mean, I'd be engaged.
Yeah, we'd watch it.
What's going to happen next?
Yeah. Well, what's going to happen next on this here podcast is we're going to keep talking about The Simpsons in season 30, episode 8, Krusty the Clown. It's just called Krusty the Clown. No clever wordplay, no puns, no nothing.
What's the joke there? There's a joke. Is it normally spelled clown with a K?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. What the fuck?
That was my thought.
Yeah. Like, I thought, there's something I'm missing that Marlon picked up, but no. Just fuck it. This episode's about Krusty.
So it's called Krusty the Clown.
Weird. Now, I'm certain there's something we're not getting, but maybe not.
Maybe not. If there is, it went past me. Yeah. So we start off with Lisa at the 4th grade paper. Lisa, of course, running the 4th grade paper, which I had forgotten about. Yeah. And a new editor comes in, and he's going to instead turn it into trash online clickbait. He just wants fucking page views.
Who is the voice of that guy?
Billy Eichner.
Good point. Yeah, I should have picked that up.
Yeah, you should have.
Because it's very, he's unique.
Yeah.
Very,
Billy Eichner has a voice.
Abrasive, am that the right adjective?
Sure, yeah. I don't find him unpleasant, but he is... He's loud.
He gets after it.
Yeah, he does get after it. It's all prummed up. Yeah. Lisa, of course, not into this, but, whatever, I guess. He assigns Lisa as a TV recapper.
Almost as a punishment.
Yeah, because she's like, you can't turn this into garbage. This is hard-hitting journalism. Yeah. And he gives her an assignment, recapping television shows. Who would do that? Yeah. Definitely not two us. Men on this couch.
That sounds like something two assholes would do.
Yeah, a couple of real dicks. Yeah. All plum rummed up.
Yeah. Oh, man. Now we got to see if that exists. I can't. Plum rum?
It has to.
Yeah,
come on.
They make everything on
If
everything.
it rhymes, it exists. Yeah. Someone had to have thought of it.
We got to get all tore up on it for at least one episode.
I fucking love plums and rum, and I shudder at the thought of plum rum.
Mix it with some 7-Up.
Oh, why?
I'm trying to think of
just for the bubbles.
Yeah. Help it go down a little better.
Oh my God! Just purple. It's just deep, rich purple.
Jeez, we'd have to lay down tarps because I'm spitting up at least once. Jesus, that's a bad combo. It's like a finicky baby.
Not getting the deposit on that apartment back for sure.
Pushing my glass off the table. No.
No more. Gross. So Lisa is bummed out at this new assignment, of course, but she catches on pretty quickly that Homer would be perfect at this. Watching TV and giving a pithy, one-sentence recap of it and a letter grade? Sure. Homer loves that. So she's got Homer doing her work. And one of the shows he reviews is the Krusty the Clown show, and Krusty hates Homer's reviews because it's always like something fucking snarky and then like a C- or something like that. Not getting good reviews from Homer. So much so that he tries to murder Homer, tries to run him off the road, and they're fighting in a car chase. At one point he shouts, I did like this, he shouts, like my show, and Homer shouts back, why is it season 4 again? And I thought that was a fun
self-referential
wink and nod. Yeah.
Well, I think it's at this point, I bet your average kid that's Bart and Lisa's age now has no concept of a cartoon like Itchy and Scratchy. I bet no 10-year-old has seen an old school Tom and Jerry.
Oh, that can't be true, right?
I don't know. What would they see it on?
The internet. Everything's on the internet.
But why would they even begin to look there?
I don't know. Maybe the algorithm fed them a Tom and Jerry cartoon once.
I just think, they're watching their shit, and nothing made today is as, fucking base as that shit was, with just the endless fucking, it's the same Mad Libs that just ends with violence.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't just fucking cut people up with axes like they used to, or chop you up with like a nice fancy like sushi knife.
Yeah,
that's like cut you and then you fall into a bunch of pieces, then you gather back up again.
Yeah, or cut you into like perfect cartoon ham steaks.
Yeah,
you know, like
they start peeling off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. With one bone in there, like a classic cartoon hunk of meat.
Yeah.
That's what I'm often called.
So I bet this has gone the way of the buffalo for today's youth.
And they're way past knowing what the fuck the crusty part of the show is.
Oh my God, yeah. Even if you're a Chicago-based kid, I think Bozo went off the air in like 2000.
Oh, that's way longer than I would have guessed.
I remember that because I'm pretty sure on very end, one of the last things the Smashing Pumpkins, I think, did together before they broke up for the first time was play on the final episode of Bozo the Clown.
That's insane.
Yep.
What song did they play?
I wonder, yeah.
Disarm. Some real slow, heartbreaking one.
I can't believe I've never looked that up or watched it. I'm sure it exists.
Oh, I'm sure.
Know?
It's got to be. It's on the internet. I just said everything's on the internet.
I feel like maybe a couple other Chicago-based big bands went on there and played too.
Huh.
That's an awesome thing.
Yes, that's very cool. So Homer and Krusty get into this big fight, this long fucking car chase, strangling murder fight that they get into. I think they both drive off a fucking cliff at some point. And now they're both on hospital or ambulance gurneys getting taken in and arrested. And they go to arrest Krusty, and Bart has snuck Krusty away, and he takes him to the circus. Like, there's full of clowns. This place is full of clowns. You'll hide out perfectly.
This is a good idea for an episode.
Yes, it is. Krusty joins the circus is a good idea.
Has to be a real clown.
Yep. The idea that there is, like, heat between TV clowns and circus clowns, I think is very funny.
Like amateur wrestlers hating pro wrestling.
Exactly.
That's a lot like it. Yeah, they see pro wrestling as buffoonery.
Yeah. Oh, you got your fucking fireworks and your feather boas.
You can't even juggle.
We're out here doing the real shit. Krusty, I like that he has to wear a disguise, which is just like a clown wig over his clown hair and a green nose instead of a red nose.
What's his name again?
Soggy.
Soggy
the Clown is a fucking great clown name. I wonder what... Clown colleges still exist.
Really?
I wonder if they would let you tour one. Like, can you imagine what your life is at clown college?
Yeah, no shit. Are there dorms?
Today is seltzer bottles day.
I bet if you want to get good at juggling, it probably takes a lot of practice.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Unicycling, if you want to learn that, I guess.
How do they all fit in that car?
Yeah.
When's that class? Is that the last class? Is that the final?
Some kind of contortionism masterclass. They measure your body and see where you're best designed to fit.
I know part of being a clown, like, you can copyright your own face paint. Your own design. And I think way back when they used to do that, the official way to submit it for copyright was you would paint it on an egg.
Oh, interesting.
On an eggshell. And be like, okay, now that's fucking Puddles' paint. No one else can do that.
No one else can be Puddles.
No one else can be Puddles.
What do you think it costs to hire? Your kids all got clown fever. You want a clown at your kid's birthday party. You get a clown for $300?
Probably depends on the time, but I bet $300 for 2 hours.
Yeah.
That'd be my guess.
Ain't a bad gig.
Not a bad gig at all.
Time to clown around a little bit.
I just watched your eyes light up like, oh, Nathan's going to be eBaying some fucking clown clothes.
The thing about it is that's why you got to go to college. I don't know how to turn a goddamn balloon into a fucking wiener dog.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the one I could do, but the other ones, they seem a little difficult.
Yeah, I'm sure this joke has probably been done before, but everybody's balloon animal is a stick.
Yeah.
Or a sword.
Yeah, a sword. Yeah, I can do a sword. Yeah, but do a fucking salamander or something. That's what starts to get a little screwy.
Yeah, balloon animals. But you don't have to do balloon animals.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure it's a hit.
Yeah.
But, like, you can probably just fucking sing some silly songs and fall down and
have them hit you with fucking whipped cream pies and shit, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. a big squeaky hammer or something.
Just the sadness in the kid as they see you walk to your Chevy Malibu, take your shirt off and you're toweling down. They don't let you in the house. My name's not Blossom, it's Kevin.
Yeah, and I drive a Subaru, okay? You take out your cartoon cigar and light a real cigarette.
Oh, what a day.
Gareth Reynolds has told stories about to make ends meet, would like dress up as Spider-Man for kids' birthday parties and shit. What a fucking life.
Getting screamed at. And they're not going to think it's cool after all. I bet, boy, after a while, as a kid, I'd be pretty like, wait a second. This is just
Spider-Man
pale.
lives in New York. Why is he here?
This guy's got tits. Spider-Man's cut.
Yeah, you would have to have the physique for it.
Spider-Man looks like he had a litter of pups.
And none of the most popular comic book characters are built like you and I.
Yeah.
No kid wants Mojo at their party.
Holy good pull.
Or the Blob.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the Beast had a few rough years.
You could put on enough blue hair to be like, no, it's all hair.
Yeah. It's a series of fucking blue furry girdles.
Put on a bald cap and be Kingpin. That's maybe one you could pull off.
Holy shit, yeah, because every kid wants Kingpin at their birthday party.
Yeah.
I'm a Daredevil villain. Who?
Most of my shit is about real estate.
Yeah. What's your power? I'm a shrewd businessman. Unscrupulous businessman.
I wear white suits.
I'm kind of big. Can you shoot blasts out of your eyes? I'm actually nearsighted.
I actually have to go. God, getting bullied out of a children's party by the children.
Yeah.
So Soggy the Clown is hired by the circus, and the circus clowns hate Krusty because they got beef with him being a TV clown. But they, of course, don't know that Soggy is Krusty, so they're just dunking on Krusty right to his face. Homer is sitting at home, and Comic Book Guy and some lady nerd who we've never met before, I don't think, come up, and they love Homer and his recaps and ask him to write for Culture Smash, which is their shitty fucking clickbait trash site.
BuzzFeed type thing.
Yeah, BuzzFeed. Yep, that's the one I was trying to pull. Krusty's first attempt at circusing is an absolute disaster. He's not cut out for this. Meanwhile, Homer is like so caught up in recapping and having like pithy, snarky fucking, 2-sentence recaps of things that he's doing it in real life, including in bed, which Marge is no fan of.
She doesn't want their snuggling rated.
Krusty is fired from the circus because he's not good at this. At one point, he does get stuck trying to get out of the clown car, which is a funny gag, and they're all behind him pushing, trying to get him out. They fire him and then immediately rehire him to do a high wire act because the high wire people are gone or quit or no one knows where they are or something. And it goes, of course, hilariously wrong, and everybody loves it.
He's really depressed. He does it because he's so depressed he doesn't really care if he lives or dies.
Yeah, I'll do the high wire. Who cares?
When he's singing that song, the lyrics are good. Like, who will claim my body? Maybe the monkey. That's awesome. That the monkey is the only one that cares about him.
Yeah, that the monkey is his next of kin.
You ever been to a circus as an adult, or even as a kid? I guess.
If I ever was as a kid, I don't remember it. But I definitely went to a circus as an adult when I worked at the radio station.
Oh, no shit.
Like, I think I might have told the story before, but they were like, we want you to go out there and do an intro and say who you are, and then and here's the circus, and then we'll take over from there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I can fucking do that, I guess. And I'm up at the Fargo Dome, chilling, getting ready for this fucking thing, and they bring in a goddamn elephant, and they're like, here's the elephant you'll ride. I'm like, no, I fucking won't. I'm sorry, what? You can't spring that kind of thing on a person. If you had told me in advance that I would be riding an elephant out into the arena, I would have said no to this.
You ever look back with regret?
No, absolutely not.
How majestic it could have been.
No, me on an elephant? They don't smell good. They don't feel good. They're like concrete. They're like a stucco wall.
Yeah. It's like riding a four-legged the thing.
Yeah, and then like, what if that's the time when it finally snaps?
Holy shit. The spotlight hits you. It rears up, flings you off, and just double foot stomps on you. Oh!
Head pops off like a toothpaste cap.
Shit your pants. Real loud one. How degrading.
How did the Wells boy die? Not well.
Traumatizing to every child. In a way, he'll live forever. The Wells boy, you're 28. What was his name? Skippy?
I don't know. The one that the elephant stepped on. That would be my legacy. I would be the one the elephant stepped on.
And put you in a hockey duffel bag. Label it Skippy. Leave it outside the tent.
Exploded like a fucking water balloon full of paint.
They just keep going. He'll be fine. I don't think he will.
Every ounce of liquid in his body was expelled from mouth and anus simultaneously. No blood left.
You're going to want to throw those pants away. Don't bury him in these clothes.
You ever been to the circus, Nathan?
Not since I was a little kid. I did ride an elephant once. I did not like it.
Yeah, no. Who wants to do that?
I'm not bow-legged enough. I didn't grow up riding bronc. My hips hurt the whole time. Like a sassy old lady. Because they're stacking you up. They're fucking 8 kids deep, so you're all fucking nuts to butts, fucking spread eagle. It's like, they're not comfortable at all. Like, I want to ride side saddle. That's how they should do it.
One lucky kid gets the neck he's doing fine.
Oh, my God, that kid's fucking, he's loving it. He's going for round 2.
You're in the middle of the back doing the splits.
Think of being that carny, just having to fucking wrangle kids on top of an elephant. Just all day kids are screaming.
No thanks.
Sick, coughing on you. Jesus. My God. What a life. To go fucking change the hay in the freak show. They're all shitting everywhere.
Wait, I don't know that the freaks are shitting in hay. I think they let them use bathrooms.
Man, I don't know. Maybe like in the fucking major leagues, Barnum and Bailey, but when you're going to fucking Felipe and Ding Dong's fucking Circus of the Star.
Of the Star, singular.
They have one guy that vaguely looks like Donny Osmond.
Who they bill as Donny Osmond.
Donny Osmond's at least a half a foot taller than that. I think Donny Osmond had a club foot.
Oh, God.
What a celebrity to have. Like, as if that's a draw.
Yeah, as if that's your big draw.
He spells it D-U-N-N-Y. Donny Osmond.
Osmond with a Z instead of an S.
Holy fuck, Dunny is a good name. But yeah, I don't have any clear circus memories. I was very, very young.
Yeah, likewise. I don't think after I did that intro thing, because I just walked out there like some fucking hobo.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to ride this goddamn beast. I think I just left. I don't think I stuck around.
Oh, no shit. One thing about the circus, it has to be a good deal, right? They can't charge $40 for a circus ticket.
No, I think circus tickets are fucking cheap.
Yeah, I think that's one of those. I think monster trucks too, maybe. I think
so too. Yeah.
A lot of the bring the kids shit is cheap.
Yep.
They want you in the door. They want you to buy merch and stuff.
I bet you can go to the circus for $10 tops.
Yep. If you're willing to sit in the higher seats, yeah, I would.
Yep.
I would think that
and
too.
I bet every kid like 12 and under is like $5.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking back to like radio ads for monster trucks. I think it's always kid seats are $5.
Yeah. Yep.
I think that's in the monster truck voice.
Yeah. Get them hooked. What a
grave digger.
NWO Nitro. The unholy marriage of wrestling and monster trucks.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Wrestling is monster trucks, but people.
Human monster trucks. Boy, as a kid, I never thought monster trucks were cool. Because you'd watch like the event, and it's just like, this is like tedious. They're always breaking, you know, like fucking, I don't know. It's like, what are we gauging this on? How do we have a winner? You know, like.
I'd rather just see them race.
Yeah.
Put 8 of them on a track. Now we're talking about fun.
Yeah.
But like, one at a time, they're going to come do a fucking ribbon dance floor routine, but with a truck.
Exactly. Some fucking monster hillbilly drunk fucking like making the decisions on this shit. Like, do we have a sanctioned body that's choosing this shit? Is there like a Soviet judge that always grades on a curve?
Is anybody judging anything?
Yeah. Or are we all winning?
Yeah. Come out here and, the winner is whoever sells the most T-shirts.
Yep. Fucking great. Hey, Scooter, stick your head out of the cab and wave to the kids.
Yeah.
You win again, I guess. I hope there's some monster truck aficionado that's just fuming right now. Because like,
go with the sanctity of the sport.
Turns out it's very like tightly ran. It's like figure skating.
That's got to be another weird Carney-esque like community of people. The monster truck.
Oh,
circuit.
I bet. Yeah, like. Again, very much pro wrestling. Like, I'm sure they're all buddies because it's all for one for all. Like,
on to the next town.
Yeah. Cute. Sell more fucking T-shirts or whatever.
Do you pack them all into a semi-trailer? Because you never see a fucking
on the highway.
Yeah, you never see one A driving or like B on the back of the flatbed. Yeah.
They gotta be big enclosed trailers. Then
I'm sure.
Yeah. Good question. Now I'm curious.
Look at that. How do you transport a monster truck?
And that wheelbase is so goddamn wide.
Yeah.
You take the fucking the wheels
I bet you
off.
Take the tires off.
Yeah. Take the fucking rims and tires off.
Into the trailer.
Yeah. There. Problem solved. Myth busted.
Yeah. By guessing.
Yeah. I'm very confident in that one.
So Krusty's high wire act goes so wrong. He like falls and then bounces off a thing and bounces off a different thing, and it ends up being like a spectacular fail, and everybody loves it. And then there's a goddamn musical number, because of course there is, and not the last one of this batch. It's Krusty talking about how much he loves the circus and he's not ever going back to TV. And then immediately after that song, the circus is shut down. And Krusty is bummed. Homer ends up quitting that recapping job, and he's brought to, like, they didn't even come up with a clever name for the media conglomerate. He's brought to Google Disney.
Yeah.
And this was, I don't know, I thought this was a dumb wrap up to Homer's story. You could make a lot of fucking good jokes about streaming channels and too many shows and all that. But it ends up, this guy just kind of tells Homer their grand evil plan about, like, oh, we just create shows and then guys like you give it a rating, and they're not real shows.
Yeah. If they don't get at least a B+, nobody watches anyhow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we have all of these, and he's got like huge monitors on his wall that are just covered in like Netflix thumbnails for all these different shows, and none of them are real.
The one I did like was when he just goes on that rant. There is no USA Network. There hasn't been for 20 years. It's just bus ads.
As a bus with a growing pains wrap comes up on it. Yeah, because Homer's like, he's like, "Are you familiar with the USA Network?" And Homer's like, "Yeah, Growing Pains and Suits and Burn Notice." And he's like, "Now, have you ever watched those shows?" Well, no.
Very good point.
Yeah, I thought that was a funny bit. But Homer was running dictation on his phone this entire time because that's how he like records his thoughts. Speaks into his Siri or whatever, and so he was running tape this whole time, and he's going to expose this plan that they have, this sham of fake television shows, just to rope in subscribers. The circus needs $50,000 to stay in business, which, boy, that feels like a lot of money.
Yeah, no shit. That sounds like the startup to start a new circus.
Right. Yeah, I bet you could start a circus for $50,000. Might not be the biggest or best circus in the land.
10 desperate people.
No lions, just a couple of house cats.
God, I bet you can buy a tiger for... I think we saw it in Tiger King. I can get a tiger for way too cheap.
An alarmingly low amount of money will buy you a tiger.
That's insane.
Yeah. Like, that's something you think of, only fucking Michael Jackson could afford a tiger.
Like,
no,
you have a good night at the bingo parlor. You can get if you hit the blackout, you can own 2 tigers.
Oh, God. And we'll throw one in for free. Tigers are buy 2, get 1. All the time.
Too many tigers.
So the circus needs $50,000 to stay in business, and Krusty comes clean about who he is and volunteers to get turned in for the reward money. Because remember, Krusty is wanted by the law. That's why he's here to begin with. The police are after him, and there's a $50,000 reward. Of course, that works out perfectly. And he volunteers to let the circus, quote unquote, catch him and turn him in to get the $50,000 in order to keep the circus going. And then he gets into court, because he's on like attempted murder charges and everything because of his run-in with Homer earlier in the episode. And of course the jury lets him off because they hate Homer's TV recaps. They're like, no, we're just going to let him go. So the circus is back in business. Krusty goes to meet up with him, and they fucking kick him to the curb because they hate TV clowns.
I admire the consistency.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that he saved their circus business, and they all loved him 5 minutes ago, but now they know he's a TV clown, so they got no time for Krusty. And then we show Krusty just like finding out that he got an A on a fucking recap on what's that website called? The not BuzzFeed Culture Smash. His show got an A, and he's all excited, and then we kind of pan back to show that he got an A because Ralphie is doing it now. And I think he says something like, A is for copper, or whatever, like, because Ralphie is really something.
He's truly something.
Yeah. And then the... like, to kind of tie it all up, which I kind of liked that they put this addendum in here to put a bow on it, Homer's story about, hey, none of these shows are real, and they're just putting this out here to scam subscribers, that runs in Lisa's 4th grade newspaper for some reason, and that Billy Eichner editor character kills it. He, like, shuts down the story and instead replaces it with some clickbait trash. Not bad.
No. Like that heavy on laughs. It's a great one of those concepts. It's like, how hasn't it happened yet?
Yeah, like Krusty joins the circus. Well, how haven't we done this? Like Krusty has to go be a clown.
Yeah. And the obvious gag that he has no natural clowning ability. Like,
can't make balloon animals.
Shitty on the unicycle.
Yeah. Probably can't juggle, I imagine.
Yeah. And just is mean-spirited.
Yeah,
like he doesn't have the joyful mirth of a clown.
Yep. I know how you feel about carny people, but what do you think about circus people? Or are they the same people?
I haven't been around them enough to have a solid opinion.
Okay.
I'm guessing they're very similar. I'm guessing you wouldn't want any of them near your toddler.
Yeah, like, if you had to pick a babysitter, is it the man who runs the tilt-a-whirl at the county fair?
God.
Or is it the man who electrocutes the elephant to get it to stand up on its back feet?
I almost go with the fair. It's the devil you know.
Oh,
like,
sure, yeah.
Like I know what I'm going up against with the fair.
I know what I'm in for.
Yeah. They might just tear the copper out of the walls and leave the kid be.
Yeah,
like they got bigger fish to fry. Like,
or they could be a delightful babysitter because I don't think carnies are nearly as bad as you make them out to be.
Yeah, that kid's gonna get neglected, possibly not abused though. So there's a silver lining. That kid just might get put in a closet while they party.
But the circus guy, you have no idea.
Yep. Who knows? He might like human meat. He might have a kidney hookup. He
Show
could
up
sell
all
that
prummed
kid.
up.
Yeah. Promise I'm not going to eat your baby. Excuse me? Fingers crossed. Never eaten babies again much anymore. What's going on? But you know what? I need to go see this movie, so I'll see you in 3 hours.
Who's he talking to?
Here's the coat rack. Let's see how episode 9 treats us. The title is Daticus Fitch.
Get it?
Got it.
Okay.
That's this one. We didn't have to. There was no like the last one's like, is it a joke? Isn't it a joke?
This one's pretty clear.
Yeah, and it gets crystal clear as the episode goes on.
Yeah,
really leans into. Jesus Christ! I just blanked on the name of the book. To Kill a Mockingbird?
There you go.
I did it.
Yay! Clapping.
Episode begins with Lisa putting on a display about food, her class, not just Lisa, in the auditorium. That's about a once-a-season opening where we're in the crowd in the auditorium and there's something being done on stage.
It's a play or a music thing or, Yep.
That's a part of childhood you're just roped into.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's, of course, Christmas, but sometimes there's an end of the year. Sometimes the music class. Sometimes your church. You're just putting on a costume and singing something silly.
Yeah. Put on this robe or put on this fucking tablecloth. You're doing Stations of the Cross.
Were you one when you're a little kid to try out or be in the school Christmas play?
We didn't have school
Jesus
Christmas
Christ.
plays.
Why did you even have a school? You could have just done all this through mail correspondence.
I'm pretty sure the only like theater adjacent shit that was going on in my youth, like the school put on one play every spring, but you weren't allowed to participate in that till you were like a freshman or sophomore. And then like I'm sure I got fucking hustled into some manner of fucking Christmas shit in my youth, living nativity scene or something. Definitely Stations of the Cross. Definitely did that around Easter every fucking year. It was always, the most popular kid gets to be Jesus, of course. Doesn't matter that he, like, the kid that played Jesus my senior year was like a beefcake football player. So you got 6 fucking kids wearing tablecloths trying to hoist his ass up on this fucking cross. We couldn't put one of the skinny ones up here.
No, we got a fucking defensive end on the football team.
Yep, he played linebacker and fullback.
What were you then?
Pontius Pilate.
Oh, really?
Year. Yep, because he had the most lines, and I was the one who could public speak.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who were the big hitters? Mary.
Yeah, Mary
Magdalene.
Yeah, Mary and the Good Samaritan has some lines in that thing.
The other 2 dudes being crucified. They got anything?
No, they weren't. They weren't included in this. Maybe we might have been working on an abridged version because we had.
That's 2 more kids you got to hang
5
up.
people in my town.
You're doing a lot of extra roles. You're a lot of Dan Aykroyd in it up. You played 3 different characters.
Really, it's the clumps. Yeah. We're all.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy's the better pull than Dan Aykroyd. I'm just thinking of Nothing But Trouble.
You're always thinking of Nothing But Trouble.
Wish I could say otherwise. So they're putting on a play about food. Ralphie is a broccoli, and he dicks everything up because he doesn't know what color broccoli is. He's a special boy.
Some pretty fucking, like, I feel like they are just taking the laziest, lowest hanging fruit when it comes to Ralphie jokes lately.
Yeah.
Like, there used to be fucking gold fall out of that kid's
now
head.
it's just he's dumb.
I bent my Wookiee, My cat's breath smells like cat food.
Lisa's bad dancing makes my feet sad. Because it turns out Ralphie's like a gifted dancer.
Yep.
Lisa's bad dancing makes my feet sad.
Yeah, there used to be such good Ralphie shit, and now we're at him going, I'm broccoli and I'm purple. Yeah. It's like, fuck you.
That's lazy.
Come on. Put your back into a Ralphie joke.
Wow, the Ralphie stuff sucked. I did like when fucking Nelson comes out like Anton Chigurh from No Country and like compressed air collapses the skull of that plaster of Paris calf.
Yep.
Because are they supposed to portray how veal are killed or something?
How veal is made. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
The origin of veal. And he just walks up with that fucking air-powered capture bolt and fucking just breaks the head open on that thing.
Ridiculous page boy haircut he has.
Also, this is at least fucking 8 years after that movie's
That movie's
come
2007.
out. But it's a classic. You can reference it anytime you want, and it's never going to get old.
I think what we're supposed to take away from this, it's not a really strong production that year at Springfield Elementary.
Yep.
A lot of problems.
And they shut the show down right there.
Yep.
Just like, nope.
Because you're right. It shuts down. Like they're calling it off, and
he hits that thing with that capture bolt, and that whole head like explodes because it's just plaster. It just shatters.
He comes out just so nonchalantly, just with that scowl Nelson always has on his face. Yep. And you're right. Like they kind of just end it because we get a pretty hard cut, and then we're at the Simpsons house. Is pretty much where it jumps to next, because Marge is urging Homer to do something with Lisa, because Lisa, I think, is kind of bummed by how the play went, and Homer has to be pushed into it because he doesn't want to get off the couch, but he does. He takes Lisa to the mall, and they end up, there's some good gags, like you always get sight gags at different kinds of silly stores and stuff like that. But they end up going to like a little girl's clothing store where Homer is aghast at the provocative clothes that they're aiming at girls Lisa's age. What is the word twerk used in it?
Twerking girl, I think.
Twerking girl, good pull. That's exactly what it is. And Homer is not a fan of any of this, and he speaks up, and he's full of righteous indignation, and he's like just talking about how they shouldn't aim clothes like this at girls Lisa's age, and everyone in the store is clapping because they agree with him, and Lisa is just thrilled, tickled pink to see Homer stand up for her.
Yeah.
And while all this is going on, she's also been reading To Kill a Mockingbird, and she now looks at Homer just with the admiration like he's a modern day Atticus Finch.
Yeah. I don't think I have ever read that book or seen that movie.
I was the milliseconds away from asking you.
I don't think I did. I'm pretty positive that it was never like required reading. And I definitely haven't seen the movie.
I've did them both. We got assigned in a class, and that's when I actually read. Because
wow.
Good read and a short read. I bet that paperback isn't even 200 pages.
It was short.
Yeah, that helped.
Okay,
yep.
Got it.
And we watched the movie too, because I think the little girl in it, the Lisa character, she is like a pork chop or something for fucking a class project or something. And she's in that costume the whole time. Yeah. I know that's a big part of it. She's just bebopping around their little southern town in that costume.
Huh. Yeah. I know that movie is about racism, and that's about all I know.
And then Boo Radley, a character named Boo Radley.
Okay.
I think he's accused of some crime at some point too, but he turns out to be good or something.
I feel like I've heard that name before.
There was a Boo Radley. There's a band called the Boo Radleys. They had one hit in the mid-'90s, and goddamn, it's escaping me.
That's a pretty good band name.
Yeah, it is. That's a pretty specific reference.
Yeah. I just got, later there's a part of this episode where Homer's holding up two pennants, and one says Boo Radley and the other says Yay Radley.
Oh.
Okay, I get it now.
That's pretty good.
I'm going to cross that note off of what the fuck is this?
So during this time when Bart notices that Lisa is so enamored of Homer, he's with Milhouse. And we get this great scene where Milhouse laments the fact that his dad will never be a hero. And that's when his goddamn dad comes in that submarine sandwich costume. It's something like, come on, son, if I hand out 5,000 flyers, I can have all the turkey scrapings that I can dig. And boy, am I going to dig.
That I can dig out of the meat slicer.
So fucking pathetic.
Jesus. My dad'll never be a hero, and he comes in as a giant sandwich with a sign that says, like, heroes, $5. Oh, fucking Kirk.
Bart becomes jealous of how much time Homer and Lisa are spending together, so he visits the school therapist, which has to be J.K. Simmons, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Who tells Bart he needs to act out to get his parents' attention. He does this by going to an event at the local synagogue. I think it's Shauna's bat mitzvah. Yeah.
I had forgotten that Superintendent Chalmers is her dad. I forgot that we established that 20 fucking seasons ago.
Right. That's a fucking deep cut. I completely glossed over that. But you're right. That's canon.
Yep.
So while he's there on the outside, while that's going on the inside, with Milhouse's help, he kind of commandeers the valet desk and just mixes up everyone's keys, which would be a nightmare.
Chaos.
Yeah, think of that. Like, just figuring out some people's keys, they don't keep a lot of keychains on. They would look identical.
Yep.
So and basically that angry mob follows Bart back to the Simpson house. They get there, but Lisa and Homer go outside and they disarm them with their newfound Southern charm, I guess.
Yeah, just because from what I gathered, having not seen it, that's in the book / movie.
Yeah.
Is like an angry mob coming and Atticus like cooling them.
Yeah, because I think they want to almost have a lynch party.
Yeah,
they want to hang that guy.
That's knowing nothing. That's the vibe I got.
Yeah.
Because they're watching the movie and it's at that part where there's like cars coming around.
Yeah.
And Atticus is on the porch.
So not even this will help get Homer's attention to Bart. So the next day, Marge finds out because Lisa gets home from school and finds out Lisa got in a fight in school because some kid was shit talking Homer. Turns out that kid was Bart. Marge now goes to talk to the school psych. And the gag with the psychologist is every kid gets 45 seconds.
Yeah.
You're not a kid? Oh, you got a kid? That's great. They'll make it even quicker. It's like an auctioneer therapy. Just holler at him as quick as you can, whatever wisdom you can throw their way.
Yeah, he's great in that role also. Probably, I bet not the first time he's been on The Simpsons.
No, I know he was. I just can't think of what character it was. Actually, he might have been like a J. Jonah Jameson type.
Oh, yeah, when Marge was working for the newspaper.
There we go. Yep, nailed it. What he tells Marge is that, you have to have a talk with Lisa just so that... or Homer has to talk to Lisa just to let her know I'm not the perfect hero that you think I am.
Yeah.
So Marge goes home and she convinces Homer to have that talk with Lisa, and he does, and just kind of lets her it ends sweetly. He doesn't break Lisa's heart or anything like that. But then we cut Marge meanwhile is having a talk with Bart because they had been kind of ignoring Bart, and lets Bart know, hey, to show you how much we cherish you and Lisa, and since we haven't been giving you any attention, you're going to get to do one thing just for yourself. And that's what the episode ends with, is this slowly moving into the future with clips of an older and older Bart, where as he's still debating what he's going to do with his one special day just to himself. And the one where I think he is very fucking old and he kicks a now cyborg Homer in the butt. Because the joke is that was the first thing he thought of when he was given that offer.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to kick you in the butt. Good luck trying to find it.
And Homer's got an R2-D2 body.
Yeah, exactly, R2-D2. This is an okay episode.
Yeah, maybe I'd have gotten more out of it if I knew anything about that book.
Yeah,
because they keep cutting back to them watching the movie. There's a lot of footage of the movie in this episode.
I like Lisa wearing the little bib overalls. It's so weird to see her in different clothes. Really leaning into the.
She's not wearing a Lisa costume.
Yeah. I'm trying to. Scout, I think, is the name of the girl.
Okay.
In the
You could have said anything. You could have said Dave
I'm
is the name
surprised
of the
that this is
girl.
one that somehow went under your radar.
That it got by me. Like, we weren't, because I think we've discussed before, like we didn't read most of the books that everyone read in high school, but I've gone and circled back on most of them.
I have quite a few too.
But like, I don't know, this one just got by me, I guess.
1984, I circled back on.
Likewise. Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies, me too, yeah.
Lord of the Flies is good. Also a short one.
Catcher in the Rye.
Yep, I had to do that one on my own.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I've done that same exact thing before. But yeah, I think I dug this one a little more than you.
There's a great joke earlier when we first see Lisa reading To Kill a Mockingbird. Homer sees her reading it and is like, "Hey, just to warn you, that book takes place at a very specific time in America, and it's in the South. And just be warned that the racism in there is now everywhere."
Yeah.
And they just move on.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh shit, Simpsons, little spice.
Yeah.
And I forget I don't know if there's context to it, but did you watch through the credits? There's just like a series of still images while a song plays, like almost like a slideshow. And in one of them, Nelson, still in the Anton Chigurh costume, has puppy Goo Goo in under with his in one arm and holding the bolt up to its head to a scream crying Millhouse.
You're right. I was wondering, I thought that the Anton Chigurh Nelson pops up again, but that's exactly where it is.
I think there's one other one too. I think we see him using the capture bolt on the vending machine to break the glass
what it is,
or
to get all the shit,
like that.
Yeah.
It's him using it on something else. But that freeze frame of him holding it up to that puppy's face while Millhouse is begging is very funny.
Yeah, that is good.
Episode 10 is 'Tis the 30th Season. This is, if you could guess, their Christmas episode. We get a fun Christmas intro, and then we get classic Thanksgiving, and the kids have their Christmas lists. Were you big on Christmas lists in the Volsabach household?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd make a list, or I remember circling shit in the wish book catalogs, like the JCPenney or the Sears.
Yeah,
I'd circle so much.
What's
shit.
a little boy circling in a Sears catalog?
Oh, the toys though. Like Sears had a big toy section.
Okay.
In the holiday one.
Oh, sure.
And I always thought when those came out, I don't know, maybe they weren't a part of your childhood as much. They came out in mid-August. Those were hotter than balls, looking through with Christmas pictures in it and shit.
Well, fucking, it took 4 months
That's
for
true.
anything to get anywhere.
8 to 12 week delivery time.
Yeah, you best order quick.
Yeah, just circling. I bet if you went back and did the math in today's dollars, I was circling $4,500 toys. It's just no concept of anything. I'll take all 11 of these.
How come I didn't get every He-Man guy?
Yeah, I circled them all. I had a friend who was so pampered. His mother kept a G.I. Joe checklist in her purse and would keep track of which ones he didn't have or which ones were the kind of characters where having multiples would be cool.
Oh,
imagine Ninja Turtles having multiple foot soldiers.
Yeah.
And so he would have multiples of the bad guy Viper Joes, stuff like that. I think 2 of his aunts kept them too. So
unbelievable.
He had a circle of people always hunting for G.I. Joes for him.
Did he have did he write out these checklists, or was it the checklist
on the back
from
of the
back
package?
Of the card?
Yeah, on the back of the package. I can picture the G.I. Joe version of that. Yeah.
I always thought, even as a little kid, I was like, oh, that's fucking crafty, is to put all of the other toys in the series on the back of the card.
Yeah.
I do need Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah. He-Man would always be the other characters from that series.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Clamp Champ. I need Clamp Champ.
I don't think I ever saw a foot soldier action figure other than the photo on the back of the card. Like,
oh, really?
I know they made them, but I've never seen a fucking foot soldier action figure.
God, I bet so many of the Ninja Turtles or action figures were just the turtles, the different versions of the turtles.
I'm sure those were their biggest sellers by far.
But I was always that kid with all the toys. I wanted the weirdo bad guys because they were always the most unique looking.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. I never was a big turtle guy. Actually, I'd never owned one, but I had friends that had them. I love the oddball characters.
Yeah.
Because there's a ton of them. That toy line was so successful. Like, just like with like Star Wars, if you appeared in one frame of a Ninja Turtle anything, you got an action figure.
I really liked once they realized, we need... Like, once you've bought all 4 turtles, no one ever buys another turtle. So then it was like, astronaut Raphael.
Yep, samurai.
Or samurai Michelangelo. Surfer Donnie. You know, like, they just had to start slapping new coats of paint on them. We have a mutual friend who's an action figure collector, and his main thing that he collects, Ninja Turtle action figures who never appeared in the show, because there's some of those.
Interesting.
There's some of those. We just came up with this fucking thing. I think Ground Chuck might be one of those, which is a cow mutant thing.
Yeah, or I wonder if some of them just appeared in the comics but never made it to
Could be, yeah.
But that's a thing too.
Yeah.
I know with Star Wars, like I saw a collection of like the most obscure toys that they ever made from the movies. There's like in the bounty hunter scene in Empire Strikes Back where Darth Vader's giving like the directive.
Oh, to all the bounty hunters lined up?
Like that tall, skinny robot, like the TI-88. Yeah, there's like...
Oof. That was in there. That was really buried in there. How did I pull that?
That was a good pull,
Yowza.
I was thinking of the calculator, Texas Instruments, TI.
TI-88.
Yeah. But there's like a couple fucking, you see like the top of a forehead and a left arm, and that's all you see. And they made an action figure for it, which is so great.
Yeah, it's everybody gets one.
Yeah.
Both kids want the same thing. It's very obvious that they've worked together on this Christmas list scheme. They each want the same thing, which is this one specific smart TV, which is a weird thing for little kids to want.
Yeah.
Except maybe today, maybe that's not that weird.
Yeah.
But like, they have a fucking flat screen television.
Mm-hmm. Like, if I was a little kid and we're like, we're going to get a new TV. Isn't that great? To be, neat, bigger TV. But it's like, that's your Christmas present. I'd be like, what?
Really? Yeah.
But that's not mine. That's
this
everyone's.
Ours.
Yeah. It took a lot of like cajoling to make me happy if it was something I had to share with my brother. It would be kind of like a come to Jesus. Hey, you want a fucking Nintendo? I mean, we're going to get you one. It's going to be both yours. You ready for that? And if it was a gift that big, I'd be like, yes, anything. Like, whatever I got to say. I need a Nintendo.
The idea, I know you're paraphrasing, but the idea of your old man sitting you down being, you want a fucking Nintendo? It's so funny to me. Just write it up in your little face.
Yeah.
You want a fucking Nintendo?
My mom wasn't much for Christmas pageantry or doing fun, but with that, I remember
big reveals.
Yep, I'll open all of our presents, and it was like, this sure seems kind of meager, but I'm a good little boy, and I'm not going to complain. And I was sure hoping a Nintendo would show up. But I remember thinking I would never get one when I found out they were $100. Like, that's too much money.
That's more money than
they
exists
have. They've
in
never,
the world.
Yep. So, and then there was just one package hidden with the presents for my grandma.
The road trip presents.
Yep, exactly. The ones that get put in a big box and put in the back of the pickup. But then there's one more present back there. I wonder who that's for. And I was like, it's not labeled, Mom. I've already given up on Christmas.
I don't fucking care.
10 more months till my birthday.
Yeah, I don't know whose this is. I could give a shit, Mom.
It's I think that's
You're
yours.
pouring yourself a Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah. Nothing means anything.
Tom and Jerry's, not Ben and Jerry's. That's ice cream. Or maybe you're pouring yourself ice cream.
Well, then it was hidden in there. I fucking marked out so hard.
What? Yes. Our Nintendo showed up, I think, in the summer, maybe not even related to anything.
Oh, really?
An event. Or it could have been a birthday in the spring, one or the other.
Okay.
But Because my folks, I think, won the fucking money for that at like the yearly fireman's gambling fundraiser. You know, like come to the Legion. I think it was called the Smoker. Everybody, we have like a casino night at the Legion for the firemen. Yeah. I think that's how the Nintendo ended up in our house.
Where do you think that Nintendo was purchased at? Bismarck? Has to be.
Has to be Bismarck. There's no way it was closer than Bismarck.
Yeah.
I wonder how much it cost. I mean, if it's $100, I'm stunned it came home.
Yeah. I bet it was, I think $100 was the bottom of the price. Probably after that, it just stayed 100.
Yeah. Especially, this is probably 1990. That thing came out in
85. I mean, no one had one in 85, but like.
Yeah.
Yeah, 90. The Christmas of 1989 into 90s when I got mine, and that was when they were first down to that $100 price point.
Sure.
And yours was a front loader, right? It wasn't that newfangled on the top.
No, it wasn't a fucking top loader. It was the push in and push down.
Yeah.
Front loader. I've only ever seen a top load NES once in the wild. I have a buddy of mine who still has it. And
I have a cousin that had one. Yeah.
It's so weird looking.
Yeah.
Like it's just flat.
And it's little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just this flat thing. You shove it into the top.
Half the square footage of a regular size. A third of the square footage of a regular
Easily,
one.
yeah, because a fucking regular Nintendo is a box.
Yeah, that's VCR in size.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the kids want a TV, a great big smart TV, and they're like, Marge is lamenting the fact of, well, we can't fucking get them that, and it's because it's $2,400, and this sucks, so she's bummed. And that's when we get a Black Friday sale advertisement on their current TV. And that TV is like $400.
I was just going to ask, what was the markdown?
Yeah.
Funny, it's taken this long to get into having a Black Friday.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, we went this long without having a fucking Black Friday people getting trampled kind of thing.
Ever done it?
No, God, no.
I've done it once for a TV. I was back home, and we've discussed my hometown. For a town of 2,000 people has a Walmart built within the last decade.
We were in your town today, and there wasn't a place to have breakfast.
At 10:30 a.m., there was no restaurant
but
open.
you people have a Walmart.
Yeah. And I remember thinking, I was home.
We could have had breakfast at Walmart.
Yeah, I'm sure that we could have used a display microwave.
Yep.
Cooked up some
cook Hot Pockets from the grocery section.
But I remember being home for Thanksgiving and I needed a new TV. I was like, oh, I'll do it here. There'll be a fraction of the crowd. Which is true. We know what else there was? A fraction of the employees. So I still stood in line for 3.5 hours. And I remember I either had a panic attack or a heart attack. I don't know which it was. I had a real problem for a hot minute. It's like almost like alert a stranger. Like I was like, something's happening to me. I was so dehydrated because who thinks of bringing fluids to purchase something? I thought we were going to be in and out of there in 20 minutes. Oh, for how fucking naive I was.
Oh, sweet summer Nathan.
Yep. And my dad kept running and getting other shit just stack. So there's this mountain of shit I had to keep pushing. Like, I was like, and the aisle made no sense. It was fucking chutes and ladders. We're women's lingerie. Are we even going in the right direction right now? We're so fucking far back. Like,
did you get the TV?
I did.
Attaboy.
Yeah, and I did. I think about it. That sucked hard. That was a bad night, but I saved a bunch of money on that TV. So I was like, all's well that ends well, I guess. Like, that would be the only purchase I could ever see myself doing again. You know, you always got like, well, how much money is your time worth?
Yeah.
It would have to be getting like a $1,200 TV for $600. That for me, okay. I'll have a shit night for that kind of savings, you know?
A buddy of mine, like, I think I brought up a week or two ago because I was with him when he was buying it, got a fucking, like, at Best Buy, like a 65-inch Samsung 4K TV, HDR LED, micro LED, for like $600.
I mean, that's something.
If you even sort of kind of need a TV this year, fucking buy one.
Yeah, it's wild. I remember the one thing I remember from that. I mean, I don't think I've even ever been in a store during that insane. Why? Because why would you?
I never have.
But I remember being there, and there's fucking people just casually grocery shopping.
Yeah, like, I just needed to come grocery shopping.
What planet are you from? Like, what's going on? Like, what do you think? Geez, line's taking forever. No shit.
Yeah.
Go home, shit for brains.
You forget what day it is?
Yeah, you're fucking ruining this for everyone.
Yeah, go home and eat eat saltines today and then buy real food tomorrow.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Get your food at a gas station like the rest of us.
Like, don't be so fucking fancy.
The only kind of shit that I ever did that was like adjacent to that was lining up super early for midnight releases of video games.
Oh, really?
Like, I've stood in line starting at 10 p.m. for the fucking midnight release of Halo 2.
No shit.
You know, like, I did that for a lot of games.
Were you a guy to stand in line to go to a premiere of a big movie?
I've done that a couple of times.
I thought you mentioned that before.
I did that for episode 1, Phantom Menace.
Fuck, you must have been a kid.
That was what, 2000?
99, 2000, yeah.
Yeah, I did that.
So, teenager.
And it wasn't, now that I think of it, that wasn't a premiere. That wasn't opening weekend. That was just still the line like 3 weeks later.
Really?
Yeah. I did that for Matrix 3.
Oh, really?
Out here. That was probably 03 or 04. Yeah, so I've done it a couple of times.
I forgot that. You're right, though. Those sequels were still hot tickets.
Yep. Waited fucking several hours in line for Jack White tickets and didn't get them.
I did the same thing.
That one time.
I can remember waiting in line for 2 movies as a kid just because our movie theater was so small it had one window, so it didn't take long to get overwhelmed. I remember Home Alone had a line, and that wasn't the first night of it either. It was like Sunday night, and it was such a huge phenomenon. The line for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids wrapped around the block, and that was inconceivable to me. Like,
it was a big hit.
Yeah, it was. God, that's a good kids movie. That's a good family-friendly, like...
Literally, I know I've seen it, but the only thing I remember about that movie is I think there's a part with an ant that scared me when I was a little kid.
I could see you, knowing my age when I went to it, I could see you being young enough you get shook by it.
Yeah.
Because there's some, like,
oh, that great big ant.
Yeah, some kind of like, like, oh, what's going to happen, like, it's the movie that I was that age for. You were either in a zygote form or didn't exist yet. 1984. The fucking movie Gremlins was marketed as a children's movie. And Gremlins, fucking people die. The Gremlins kill an old woman.
The part where all the balls are popping off of that Mogwai is that's like body horror.
Yeah, David Cronenberg wrote the first draft of Gremlins.
No, just a screaming 5-year-old.
How did you got him wet? And he'd reproduce with the balls.
Don't get them wet and don't feed them after midnight.
Feed them after midnight really fucks it up because that's what turns them into gremlins.
Yep. The get them wet is the multiplication part, I think, and the feeding is the gremlining.
How the fuck does an animal know the time? Why midnight? Why what time zone? Any time zone?
Technically, every time is after midnight.
Right? Depending somewhere, Like, the science doesn't add up.
You can't look too closely at the science of gremlins.
Yeah, the Mogwais are cute, though.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, as a little kid, I thought they were the cutest
Gizmo's
thing.
adorable.
Jesus Christ. I would have had problematic childhood if I would have had a Gizmo doll, because I'd have been bringing that to school way too old.
He's 14.
Yeah. Just a weather-beaten Gizmo doll. No hair left. Is that Yoda?
Like its voice isn't working right anymore.
I still squeeze it when I get nervous in school. Do you think she likes me? Yes, Mom.
Gizmo longs for death.
The sweet release. I want to embrace the void.
So we're at the Black Friday sale. The plan is Marge is gonna go like right now, like that night when they see the spot. She's gonna get a spot, and then Homer's gonna come relieve her in the middle of the night at like 2:30 or 3 o'clock or something like that. So Marge is there. She's got a spot. She's there with Gil. Gil is there because he wants to buy a futon friend, which is like this big stuffed animal for his granddaughter,
I think,
grandniece or something. And Gil, like, didn't prep right, so he doesn't have gloves, so his hands are cold, and Marge like gives him a jacket and a scarf and earmuffs and eventually gloves, so like Gil has all her warm clothes while she's freezing to death.
God damn it, Gil.
Oh God, when she rolls up there and he offers her, "Oh, you want a hot cup of noodles?" And he hands it to her. It's just hot water. I can't afford the noodle part. Like, come on. But if you stare at the wrapper while you eat it, you can imagine chicken seasoning in there. Unreal, Gil. Homer, his alarm goes off in the middle of the night, and you think Homer's gonna fuck this up real bad, but like he gets up and whips off his pajamas, and he's already got his fucking clothes on, and I think he just like marches out the door and then like slips on the ice and knocks himself unconscious or something. Like it's something where it's this isn't Homer's fault. Like you expect him to sleep through his alarm or like fuck up somehow, but the man was injured.
I had a buddy that he was a bartender at like a Applebee's, Chili's, TGI, Grizzlebees type place.
Grizzlebees.
that's a C-Lab.
Fuck yeah,
I didn't even mean to do that.
That's accidental C-Lab reference.
But he's dual bartenders. That's how it always worked. He said, and it's the kind of job you don't no call, no show. Even if you're a trusted employee, a one-time no call, no show can be a termination.
Yeah.
And it was a slamming Saturday. It's like, where the fuck is whatever his name was? My buddy's like, I don't know, man. I've texted him 1,000,000 times. Like, and he's like, I was worried because he never would miss work. He was a great worker, great bartender. And fucking that whole night, then, finally they get through the night understaffed with only one bartender, all gassed. I'm sure like that's a big thing at the restaurants. You wind down, maybe you have a drink, you all kind of bullshit a little bit. And they're like, well, and the manager's like, I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're instructed if this happens, we got to let the guy go. But they all loved him so much; he's such a good employee. And finally, someone's like, I got a hold of his sister. He's in the fucking ER right now. What he did is he's coming out from work, and he went to open the door of his car. And as he opened it, his feet slipped on the ice, and he hit his head on the door sill and knocked himself out cold. God. And it was something like -11 outside with the wind chill or whatever. And he lived, if you picture like college houses where there's alleys and kids walk in, just big old shacks made into apartments. That's what he lived in. 2 college girls walk into a party, just happened to see him lying there in a puddle of blood. They told him if that would have been half an hour later, you wouldn't be talking right now. You'd be dead of hypothermia. But he had like severe hypothermia and like all this blood loss.
Yeah, I'll bet.
He's just like, I just woke up. Just all I remember coming up the stairs to go to work, and then I wake up in the fucking hospital.
My God.
What a thing to have. You're life changing like that.
Man, how confused you must be.
Yeah, I'd like to shake those girls' hands.
Yeah.
Thanks for not just walking. Boy,
we still had to fire him. We still let him go.
I wonder that'd be so insane.
Hey, that's the policy, right? No call, no show.
You get better shoes.
Yeah.
Wearing the shoes they make you wear in a bar for the non-slick are probably terrible traction on ice.
Oh my God, imagine if they still fired him. Yeah. Oh shit, I think that's funny.
Yeah. Rules is rules, Playboy.
Well, sir, you said this is policy, so pack your shit. So Homer does not make it to relieve Marge because he's unconscious next to the car, and Marge checks her watch. Her hands are frozen at this point because she gave Gil her mittens, and Gil has not given them back.
Oh my God!
Her hands are blue and frozen. Yeah. Gil, give the woman her mittens back. Jesus. God damn it!
Gil's a dud.
Yeah, Gil's a real dud. And that's when the fucking starter pistol goes. Here we go, and it's doorbuster pandemonium, like you see on the news. People trampling each other and clawing at each other to get
German suplex at each other.
God, if you see someone German suplex somebody not in a wrestling ring, like just in everyday life,
I bet it's jarring.
I bet it's terrifying.
The sound they make when they hit a fucking hard floor would not be good. Ugh.
A German suplex is a pretty base level wrestling move. You don't get any reaction if you see it in wrestling. You see it in real life, I bet it's alarming.
Two 60-year-old women German suplexing each other would be so startling. That other lady ain't getting up.
Neither of them are getting up, probably.
Maybe the suplexers get up very groggily.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Cane go flying.
Yeah.
So it's a clusterfuck, people getting trampled, everybody's going for their shit. Marge gets to the electronics department as it is about to grab one of the TVs, and that's when she turns and sees that Gil is at the bottom of a fucking stack of people getting trampled because apparently everybody wants a futon friend. And there's like one left, and Gil is just like, oh no, my grandniece or whatever. And because she's Marge, she like runs and grabs a futon friend and like gets fucked up herself.
Yeah.
Grabs a futon friend for Gil and gives it to Gil, and that's when we see Cletus and his clan walking off with the last of the televisions that she wanted. So she gave up the thing she wanted, but what a noble reason. She got it for Gil, the futon friend. And then, I forget who it is, someone walks up to Gil and is like, oh, I wanted one of those. I'll give you $100 for it. And he takes it.
Just excitedly takes
Ooh,
it.
$100. Ooh,
Can't say no to that.
Things are coming up, Gil.
Yeah.
It's Lovejoy, I think, buys it.
Oh, okay.
And Marge is just, and after he had just been like, oh, Marge, you made a little girl very happy this Christmas, and then immediately sells it for a profit right in front of her face.
And we get some piece of shit Gil here.
Holy shit. It is shocking how garbage Gil is right here.
Gil's heel turn.
Yeah. So now Marge is bummed, and Homer and the kids are like, listen, we're gonna figure this out, because Marge is like staunchly just gritting her teeth trying to like, no, we're gonna have a goddamn good Christmas. And like her hands are all frostbitten, so she's like threading popcorn strands with her feet, which is funny. And Homer's like, I know, we'll get her a vacation. So they buy a vacation online from an advertisement, like, oh my God, there's only 2 rooms left, and they fucking get one. And how are we going to get her on vacation? They fucking crush up a bunch of sleeping pills into her herbal tea. You can't
like,
do that to somebody.
Way too many.
Like a whole bottle.
Yeah.
You can kill this poor woman. So they drug her, and they're driving to Florida. She wakes up kind of in the car on the road.
Your little Star Maggie.
Yep, we get Starfish Maggie. Big fan of Starfish Maggie. Like it's not snowing, and she's like, where are we? Oh, we're halfway through Tennessee. She looks around. I love Tennessee, like because there's no snow.
Yeah,
that was fun. They get to the hotel. It, of course, is not as advertised. It is an absolute fucking
nightmare,
like swamp Everglades shithole.
Yeah.
They're staying in like the Happy Little Elves room, which is just short. Like no one can stand up straight.
From like a 5-foot ceiling.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. Yeah. So they're not having a good time. It's attached to a theme park though, and that's a dud too. Nobody likes the theme park either. Except there is a point where Maggie is alligator wrestling a baby alligator, which is fun, and then sticks the pacifier in its mouth, and it makes Maggie sounds. I like that.
I like the Huggable character.
Yeah, the Huggable, B-U-L-L.
you like a hug?
You have
hug it.
by law, you have to initiate it.
It's just that look on Marge's face because they're hoping it'll make Marge happy.
Yeah, they're all pretending to have fun to keep Marge's spirits up, and it's a lot of work.
And then later at night, Homer's just struggling with this whole keeping up this charade to make Marge happy. The bull's outside, like, would a hug help? I think it would.
It
And
would.
they have like a moment.
I like that at one point they show like them on like in a little boat, like a theme park boat, and Lisa's like, "Oh my God, that was the most terrifying ride I've ever been on," and the camera pans over. It's the Tunnel of Love. Everyone trying to keep up this fake enthusiasm, but even Marge is like, "Guys, I hate this. Like, are you really having fun?" Like, and they finally break and are like, no, we're not. So I think it's Bart goes and tries to get their money back. I think this is Jane Lynch playing the lady who runs it.
Yeah.
Also, probably not the first time. I know for a fact not the first time we've seen her on this show. I like her. I hope she's like, does she do more stuff now that like High School Musical or whatever, or not High School Musical, Glee isn't a thing anymore?
I bet.
Is she back to acting and more stuff?
Probably. Maybe she's back on another show that we don't watch. That would be my guess.
I bet from 40-year-old Virgin, I bet I saw her in like 2 things, and then she got fucking swept up by that Glee show, and I haven't seen her since.
I think I first knew of her from Best in Show.
Okay.
The Christopher Guest
Guest,
mockumentary.
yeah.
And then, she was in a lot of good shit. But then I'm sure that Glee show ate up a ton of her time.
I have been it's funny you brought it up. I've been meaning to watch Best of Show again because I've only seen it once. When it was brand new, my mom and I rented it. And we didn't know what it was. Yeah. And we're like, this sucks. Like, is this... It's like a documentary, I guess, but not.
Yeah.
So, like, I didn't know who Christopher Guest was. I don't think I knew what improvisational comedy was at that time.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of mockumentaries playing at the Carson Theater.
Right. There wasn't a Carson Theater. So, but, like, I wondered if I'd watch it now. Like, would I like it?
I've wanted to watch his later movies, like the For Your Consideration. And then I can't think of what else came after Best in Show, because those are the ones I have only seen once. And I was like, all right. And one of them, For Your Consideration, it's, what's the actress's name? Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah. She's in Best of Show also.
Yeah. And she's so fucking good in everything she's in.
Yeah. And what's his name? Is it Eugene Levy?
Yeah.
The guy from American Pie and Best of Show.
And then Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, I've heard that show's good. I've never seen it.
I've seen 5, just a smattering of episodes, 5-ish. Fucking good.
Is it?
Holy shit, is it good? Like,
yeah, I'll give it a shot.
Eugene Levy, like, so awesome that Eugene Levy and like Catherine O'Hara are having this full active career well into their 60s.
Yeah.
You know, like Eugene Levy's star should have peaked in 1989 with Armed and Dangerous. I think that was like Eugene Levy's one starring role.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, it was like a buddy crime kind of adventure comedy.
And Catherine O'Hara is just the mom from Home Alone, as far as I know.
Well, yeah, what else? I mean, all those mockumentaries, the Christopher Guest shit, Home Alone, and now Schitt's Creek.
Yeah.
Then if you're of the right age, it was SCTV.
I was about to say she's one of those SCTV people.
Yeah. But other than that, I don't know what else she was popping up in.
Yeah,
probably a show we weren't watching.
I have too many shows to watch, and now I just added Schitt's Creek to it. I can't do this.
The thing with Schitt's Creek, half-hour episodes. It's a good, quick.
Still, there's a lot of them.
Yeah. I love a half-hour show. I can put it on while I'm eating lunch.
Yep.
Knock out an episode while you're eating.
I don't know what it is, because this is about to not make sense. But I can sit and watch 8 half-hour episodes, no problem at all. It is such a chore to sit and watch 4 1-hour-long episodes. I don't know what it is. Like, it doesn't matter what genre it comes from. There's something about, like, I can't just sit and watch a whole fucking season of Game of Thrones in one sitting, but I can watch an equal amount of time of 30-minute episodes, no problem at all. It's the hard-boiled versus scrambled argument from a couple of weeks ago. How come I can eat 12 scrambled eggs but not 12 hard-boiled eggs?
Or it's popped up. It's become a living thing on the internet. Hey, would you like 7 sticks of mozzarella cheese? No, you fucking lunatic. How about if I cover it in breadcrumbs and fry it? Yes, please.
And give you pizza sauce to dip it in.
I want 14 if you could.
Yeah. I'm not going to eat half a dozen string cheeses, but if you bread them and fry them and give me pizza dipping sauce, then yes.
If I saw someone doing that in the park, I'd call the cops. But if you're eating mozzie sticks, fuck yeah, share those. I want one.
Yeah. Hey, buddy. Yeah.
This guy's cool.
I have too much to watch right now. And I have too many comedies to watch right now. God damn it. Because, like, now I got Schitt's Creek, and we just put The Good Life on my list this week.
The Good Place.
The Good Place, yeah. I got to watch that because that's apparently good. And I'm, like, halfway through Brooklyn Nine-Nine right now, and that show's fucking outstanding, it turns out.
Good enough to just plow through episodes.
It's so fucking good. I didn't accomplish anything for 2 fucking days because I was watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Laying on the floor watching.
Oh, it's so good. Andre Braugher is so fucking funny.
That's the perfect casting for a no-nonsense cop boss.
Yep. Oh, it's great. Terry Crews is great. Again, Sandberg, obviously. That show's outstanding. Anyway, everyone's trying to keep up this fake enthusiasm, but even Marge hates it. I think it's Bart goes and tries to get the money back from the Jane Lynch character who runs the place. We kind of leave that dangling for just now and then wrap it up at the end. So they bail and they head back home. But then, like, of course, it's The Simpsons, so things have to go wrong. They run out of gas, like a few miles from Springfield, and then they're trudging through the fucking snow, and they walk into Moe's, where Moe is serving Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
To, like, unfortunates, to, like, you know, down
some
on
of which
their
are
luck
regulars.
People. Yeah.
Barney's there.
And, of course, Moe lets slip that, like, how does he put it? If for everyone I keep out of the church, I've got a lifelong customer, you know? Like, if I don't do it, they'll go to the church, and then they'll never come back if they get hooked on that. So that's funny. I like that Moe always has an ulterior motive for everything. And then, so the manager, we go back to the manager of that shit motel, is like sending Bart a letter with the money in it. I forget, he threatened her somehow. I didn't bother writing down the details. But she like gives back the money plus a little. It ends up being like $5,000, and they buy the TV.
Yep.
They buy the TV that the kids wanted. And that's the episode. It's fine. I like the front half. I like the Black Friday shit way more than I like the like bad vacation hotel.
There was some decent jokes in this one compared to some of the ones we've had.
Yeah.
Like, I noted again, the huggable thing cracked me up.
Yeah,
like,
that line, by law, you have to initiate, is so funny.
And just him doing it just to try to make Marge happy.
Yeah.
And then Homer's genuine hug with him at the end.
I like the fucking terrible Gil turn. Yeah. Like, holy shit. Like, Gil is always so hapless, but this was actively bad.
Yeah. Gil's villain story.
Yeah. Gillin.
Yeah. We're now up to episode 11, Mad About the Toy. Mad About the Boy.
Yeah.
That's Madonna.
You got it.
Yeah.
I think that's a Madonna song, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know a ton of Madonna.
Oh, well, I was going to say you should change that, but I don't know if you really need to.
Yeah.
I think for your taste in music, you would like Madonna. Madonna's got some songs you would like.
I really love Like a Prayer.
Yeah. I'm a big fan. My favorite Madonna is it's a single, but a deeper cut called Take a Bow. That's kind of like mid-90s. It was like in between Super Slut Madonna and then like fucking hippie child Ray of Light Madonna from like the late 90s.
Yep.
Like,
I know Ray of Light. Yeah.
That was kind of her comeback song. I mean, her break from being a megastar was pretty damn small, and then what was that early, like 2000, 2001? She had Music. I remember that video with Ali G in it. Yep,
that video, both that video and the Ray of Light video got a ton of fucking airplay on like VH1.
VH1 loved that shit.
Yeah.
And then she had one album that had a pretty cringy rap in it that she does.
Oh, boy.
I think that kind of dimmed her star a little bit. And then she had a song called Hung Up in the mid-aughts. It's a catchy dance song.
Huh.
I bet you'd maybe recognize at least the beat of it. And that probably the last big, or at least culturally relevant Madonna song. But fucking A, she had a 30-year run.
Yeah.
Who else gets that?
For me, in my youth, it was her kissing Britney moment was the
Jinkos
peak of her star. Yes. Yeah, the stovepipe legs of my Jinkos fluttered like a hummingbird.
Never been more taut.
Filled out my Jinkos that day. No, like off the top of my head, I know a handful of Madonna songs. Everybody knows a handful of Madonna songs. And the only one that I'm like, fuck yes, I love this song is Like a Prayer.
Yeah. Like a Prayer goes pretty hard.
Yeah, I bet there's plenty more.
So Marge and Homer want to go on an anniversary date, but all the babysitters in the area have blacklisted them. They end up trying to use like an Alexa type device.
Yeah.
Does it have a name?
I think they call it Alexa.
Did they? Okay. Yeah. And they realize that's not going to work. So what they do, the old reliable, they decide to fucking hoodwink Grandpa into doing it.
You think, you ever have any desire to get on the Alexa train? Like, would that device do anything for you?
I don't see how it would.
Like, I have friends who have them, and like, it is kind of cool to be like, hey, play this, and they play it, or ask what the weather is, or set a timer. I have friends who like cook a lot that basically use it as set a timer.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, but I mean, your phone can do that too.
Yeah.
So
I'm a quiet boy. I ain't yelling in the house. I'd rather type, which is weird.
Yeah, I guess. Like, I'm always listening to music though, and I could see myself, because it's a decent little speaker too. Like as far as sound quality goes, it's an okay little speaker. So I could see it.
Alexa, if you're listening,
which she is.
Yeah, always.
Always.
We will happily shill for you to give us a free Alexa. We're not too proud.
I think they would love to get you an Alexa.
Yeah.
I bet you can get a free Alexa without putting too much work into it. I think they want that bitch in your house.
Yeah, get all that information.
Yeah, be listening.
So they end up having to go with Grandpa. And while he's over there, with him and the kids, they go down into the basement to look at some of the old toys. And Grandpa flips shit when he sees the little green army men.
Yeah.
And that's when we know this, okay, we're going to get a story behind this. We get a flashback to Abe coming home from the war, and he finds work being a model for little green army men. Like, he's the guy that holds the fucking flamethrower. He's the guy that holds the bazooka. That we find out the reason that he was traumatized by seeing them, because he never got any royalties for being the face of the little green army men.
Yeah, it's like a repressed memory. Like, Abe forgot he was the model for the army men, clearly.
Do you think that's a toy? If you're a 10-year-old right now, have you ever owned little green army men?
No, and you probably wouldn't like them.
Yeah.
It's not like they do anything.
Yeah. I was never psyched when I'd get little green army men for anything. But every once I was like, okay, I can figure out a use for this. How we did it is we'd set up a wall and put our green army men in little areas, and you would lob a super ball over and try to knock everyone's armies down.
Sure, like that makes sense. I can get behind that. Yeah. Maybe the imagination of a child can have fun with some army men.
Yeah, there's like the lame ones, like the guy holding the radio, or the guy just waving you through.
I don't know what it is. There's something about the aesthetic of the little green army men that I really like.
Yeah, me too. I remember getting like little blue, like frontier, like basically
Yes.
frontier fighters and Indians.
Yep.
Maybe even some cowboy ones.
Yep.
There were other versions of it.
Yeah, like Custery type,
Yeah.
Union soldiers and that kind of thing, cavalries.
Yeah.
I don't know that I had any of those, but I remember those. And yes, I think there was also some Indian ones that were a different color.
Yeah, and shooting. I remember having one like be on horseback shooting an arrow, and I thought that one was cool.
Yeah.
I remember having like Daniel Boone type ones where one is like swinging a musket like a bat.
Yep.
So yeah, all the options you could have for non-posable fun.
You can't put any of them in a fucking sharpshooter.
They can't put that bazooka down. They're bazooka boys.
They got that flat piece on the bottom.
Yeah, you're not sharpshooting anyone with a Green Army Man.
Yeah, maybe a splash.
Yeah, cross body block.
Not to back up too far, but when we go to Abe at the old folks home in order to get him wrangled into babysitting these kids, he mentions offhandedly that Mona is dead. Did we know Mona's dead? Is Mona dead?
Yeah, Mona's dead.
Is she?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Oh God, how did it officially happen? Because she hid her death, or like she faked her death,
but
then she died again
bus
for real.
escape.
Yeah,
Huh.
Yep, she's dead. It was covered, but God, if I can't think of when, but it did happen.
It's almost like we've talked about 700 episodes of this
for
show.
Days of our lives.
That's the thing. Like I hope no one ever comes to us as any manner of Simpson expert, because it's like, yeah, we've seen them all once.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Like studying for a test.
Yeah.
Cramming.
You all have seen all these episodes 100 times.
Yeah. We'll ask you questions.
Yeah, no kidding.
So the story of Abe getting conned out of this money, word gets out. Like he's on Kent Brockman's show right away.
Yeah.
And then he gets on like a real show,
like a cable news show.
CNN news type thing.
Yeah.
And the word gets to the toy company. He gets their attention, and they fly Abe and the family to New York City to, come settle this, And I think it's the guy that was there back in the 40s when Abe first showed up, and the same secretary's there now, older, and still getting abused, sexually harassed. And like Lisa's like, "Why do you put up with that?" And she's like, "Here's a secret. I put mercury in his coffee every day."
Insane.
The fact that he's alive is insane.
Yeah.
Like that man would not be alive if he's consuming that much mercury.
She breaks open a thermometer and uses it to stir his coffee. That amount of mercury will kill you.
Yeah. And we find out the reason Abe never got paid is because he never signed any goddamn paperwork, and he ran out before any of it could be finished.
Yeah, because he ran out in the middle of the photo shoot.
Yeah, and we find out why. It's him on set getting his photo taken, holding a gun this way, a flashlight that way, whatever. And he's hitting it off really well. Him and the photographer get along really good, and he reads the photographer's whatever wrong, and he thinks they're just buddies. And the photographer gives him a big old smooch on the mouth.
Yeah, plants one on him.
I think your grandpa would have handled getting kissed on the mouth by a man.
Not well. Well, I bet one of my grandpas would probably handle it okay and would calmly explain, "No, thank you. I think some wires have gotten crossed here, and that's okay." The other one, not well, I don't think. So...
Abe just panics and runs out. So that's why he never got paid. He didn't finish the job. And then they find out they let the photographer go. And Marge's like, "Oh, was it because they kissed somebody while they're at work?" Like, no, it's because he's gay.
Yeah. Which is, I love how blunt it is. Like this old timey fucking toy CEO who's been there since the 40s and still swats his secretary on the ass. Of course, he's like, "No, we fired him because he's gay."
Now they're done in New York. They're flying back on a rickety airplane. And Grandpa feels bad that his actions led to this dude being fired, which I get,
Totally.
Like, I mean, that guy shouldn't be fucking kissing people at work, but it's like, man, I hope I didn't ruin his life, And Lisa, while on the plane, I believe, does some snooping and finds out that the photographer's still alive and well and lives in Marfa, Texas. So now the Simpsons are going to Marfa fucking Texas. What are we... Why?
10 minutes ago, I thought it was the Simpsons are going to New York.
Again.
Yeah.
Nope. Marfa, Texas, which is real.
Real place?
And it's referenced, and it's because it's real. Marge points out the Marfa lights. And I love fucking random weirdo shit like that.
Okay.
Marfa lights are a real thing.
What are they?
They're just some lights out in the middle of nowhere that pop up, and people will gather. Like they don't, and it's not like all the time, but like almost like I don't even know what you would compare it to, like the Northern Lights. But we know what the Northern Lights are, but they don't know what the Marfa lights are. But now they think like scientists have kind of narrowed it down, so it's not like magic.
But it's some kind of like atmospheric.
But it's in the it's
effect
like
or
but
something.
It's like it's not like in the air, which I think is trippy. It's like on the ground, but a long ways away.
Huh.
And because the only reason I know about him, I had a buddy who got a job as a professor in Miami, spelt Miami, but they pronounce it Miami, Oklahoma, on the Oklahoma-Missouri border. And it's a wasteland area, except they have lights too. He's like, yeah, man, like the college kids will go out there, no one sees it for months. All of a sudden, it's like, man, I fucking got a couple pictures of it. And like, it's like, is it swamp gas? Is it this? Is it that? So like, no one knows what the explanation is. But the gag here is Lisa's like, well, actually, if they've researched this, and Marge is like, just why do you have to ruin everything?
Oh yeah, Lisa's about to explain it. Marge is like, no, just don't.
Just don't. Just stop being fucking Lisa for
That's
once.
Funny. Is real life Marfa the way it's portrayed here? Because it's portrayed as I think Lisa even says like the art capital of Texas or something like that. And the whole vibe that you see throughout the town, it almost strikes you as like a southwestern turquoise and crystals kind of town.
So I'm guessing that makes sense. So I could see that being the case.
Yeah.
And I know it's in like a real rural area, so I could see it not being hustle and bustle at all. So that it's just a little art town, I think adds up.
I want to go check this out.
Yeah.
Like I'd never heard of Marfa, Texas before this. So I was like, this is probably a real thing. I don't know.
What a weird thing to lie, to make up a little city, Like if it wasn't for the lights, I'd have been right with you. That's the only reason I know of Marfa, Texas, the Marfa lights. So they get there, they're looking around. You're right. It's all super fucking.
The Marfa lights sound like a weird subsect of Christianity.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Like they don't use electricity.
Yeah.
The Marfa lights there's a Marfa light colony down there.
The Lord powers our lights. And while wandering around the little town, Abe just stumbles into the photographer's studio. And there's pictures of him all over the wall, different paintings of him in his green army man costume, his army costume.
I really like outside on the sidewalk, the giant Abe army man that's like covered in like rainbow colors.
Yeah. And they meet and they have a chit chat. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry I did this to you. Like, I hope my actions. He's like, hey, Abe, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because after that, I vowed I would never not be myself. I would never hide who I am. And that's why I ended up here. And it shows him like in the 50s or 40s leaving his wife. And she took it surprisingly well because she's clearly a lesbian.
Yep, she immediately just
shacks up with the woman next
mauls
door.
The neighbor lady. Yep.
And so he's just happy, like lets him know, hey, don't worry about this at all. I am living my best life. And there's a friendship there. And then the Abe out of the blue kisses him.
Because they finish the army man photo
That's
shoot.
What
they
it
get
is.
the rest of the photos they need.
Right.
And then, Abe plants one on him.
And I can't remember. That's what he announces. Sorry, I'm as straight as Gomer Pyle.
Yeah.
I was glad. It's like, are we going to make Grandpa gay or bi? That just seems so forced.
Extremely so, yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't. So, Abe gave it the old college try, though. Got to give him that,
Yeah, he did. He gave it a whirl.
But it ain't all about the ladies, that Abe Simpson.
Oh, yeah. He's a fucking lady killer.
And as far as I could tell, that's pretty much it.
That's the episode.
Fine episode.
Yeah, I had no beef with this one.
It's just baffling how old Abe is getting. Because I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be World War II.
Yeah. Yep. There's that joke where he's like he's remembering coming home from the war. It's when he first gets approached to do the fucking modeling for the toys. He's walking across the street and he grabs that nurse and plants a kiss on her, like the photo that is so famous, and he lets her go and she goes, "The war is over 2 years ago," and hits him.
That is good.
I thought that was very funny.
Yeah, because they find him lying on the ground.
Yeah, and that's where the toy company finds her. If I'm not mistaken, the woman in that famous photo was like, "Yeah, I hated that. You shouldn't do that to people.
Yeah,
What the
you're
fuck?
absolutely right. Yeah.
Why is this a photo that everyone loves? This is a photo of an assault happening."
Yeah. Interesting. I didn't know that. But,
I think she came out later and was like, "Yeah, you guys shouldn't like this photo."
Yeah, that guy sucks.
Yeah. I would set that man on fire right now if I could.
Nice. Not nice at all.
I've always made it a habit of not kissing strangers.
Yeah.
I don't want to brag.
On the street,
I'm not
smooches.
I'm not trying to fucking, spotlight my morals or anything.
Not Marlon the kissing bandit.
Nope, that's not me. Nope.
You're not just plowing drunk on a football field and planting a big smoocheroo on the third baseman. Just giant fake cans under your shirt. Marlon the kissing bandit. They don't tell the road teams about it.
No, they'll find out. Find out.
They'll be into it.
Minor league baseball.
Yeah.
Like, what are you even doing here?
Yeah, there's 20 people in the crowd. You're one of them.
Episode 12, one last one. It is The Girl on the Bus. I don't know if that's a reference or not.
What am I missing there?
Beats me. We kind of get a lot of references in here that I don't quite get. Like, I'm not a fan of French farce films, so I guess maybe these aren't for me. We start off on the bus, which is chaos. And yes, the bus is chaos.
Yeah. Holy shit, was it?
Like, if your school bus was anything like some of ours, like, I ended up having to switch school buses. School buses kind of got conglomerated late in my high school. So, like, there was always, like, our bus that was pretty mellow and then a fucking rowdy-ass bus. And eventually I had to ride the rowdy-ass bus. And that bus was fucking chaos.
I went from rowdy to not rowdy.
Okay. Yeah, I had a nice, quiet bus. And then, suddenly the school's cutting costs, and now we're on the fucking wild and out bus.
Everyone's doing jackass stunts.
Yeah. Fucking somebody's in the backseat setting a dog on fire. You're just keeping your head down, trying to not let any of the older kids see you express joy because you're going to get fucking mercilessly bullied for it.
What are you smiling for? Sorry, sir.
But you couldn't sit quietly and read a book either.
Yeah.
Because
you're reading for.
Yeah, what are you reading? You can set your bus on fire, or your book on fire like this dog. I'll just sit quietly and listen to my Walkman. Oh, you have a Walkman, do you? Oh, no.
Shove those headphones up your ass. Oh, boy. My only pair.
Boy, it'd be a fucking feat to shove a pair of headphones up somebody's ass.
You better do some bending beforehand. You'll be a buddy.
Especially those headphones of that era. Just those big foam pads and then a metal band across the top of your head. Oh, no. No, not the Walkman.
You've proved your point.
The Walkman of my youth, my portable tape player, was a Talkboy from Home Alone 2. I still have it. It still functions.
No shit.
I have a functioning Talkboy in my possession. That is my favorite.
They were pretty dope.
To this day, my favorite Christmas present. Like the one I remember most fondly of in my youth.
Talkboy, a product of Home Alone 2, I believe.
Yep, 100%. Had the little microphone that popped up on it. I would shove it in people's face, try to get them to talk.
Which I'm sure they loved.
Oh, yeah, I'll bet. So we're on the school bus, Lisa lamenting the school bus, just staring out the window while fucking they're having lunch boxing, which is just boxing but with lunch boxes.
Wish me luck, Lisa. And Lisa, they're never going to unify the titles. And that's her problem with it.
The bullies have 3 different titles. And so it's him and Nelson just holding a lunchbox in each hand, fucking teeing off on each other. If you hit somebody with a metal lunchbox, you'd kill them. And then we get another musical number, as I foreshadowed earlier.
So many.
Lisa doing a musical number about how much she hates the bus.
I did like when she's like, I hope I don't have to sit next to Kearney. And he's like, don't put me in your lonely song.
That was a funny
I'm living
bit.
my best life.
I hope that puddle isn't pee. And fucking, it's Ralphie. And Ralphie says something lazy.
Yep. Yep. Nothing to get a laugh.
And then Lisa, staring out the window after her musical number, sees just a girl sitting on a step somewhere. Playing a clarinet, and Lisa is like, that seems like a girl I could be friends with, and that's it. Then we're back at the Simpson house, and they're all having TV dinners in front of the television. Lisa says, why do we have to have dinner in front of the TV all the time? I don't think, have hardly ever.
Yeah.
You guys are at the dining room table all the fucking time.
Lazy. Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, they're watching, I forget what it's called, but it's an American Ninja Warrior type show.
The American one doesn't do anything for me. The OG Japanese one, I loved.
Oh, is there a difference?
Oh, is there? There were seasons of the Japanese one where nobody wins.
Oh, shit.
So awesome. Like the challenge would be too great. And no winners this year.
Is the course always the same?
Every season it would update.
Okay.
I think it's how it would work.
But it's the same for that season.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now with the American one, it's always got to be it's like all of those, The Voice, all of those, America's Got Talent. You have to have a sob story.
Yeah, someone with a sob story and a six-pack.
Yeah, I had to sell my feet to pay for my grandma's hearing aids. Now I have plastic feet. I'm going to win the challenge for the Sunday school class I teach. And it's all that shit. Everyone's smiling. No one smiles once in the Japanese version. It's just these grim, scared faces getting shot out of a cattle chute as the clock is way too fast. It's so tense. No one wins.
I've only ever seen the clips of the American one, and it's always your aunt shared it on Facebook because, this deaf girl with no eyes won the Ninja Warrior.
They were all Ninja Warriors.
Yeah, it's the same aunt who shares the voice clips.
The guys that actually made it to the end of the Japanese Ninja Warrior could calmly walk up to you and rip your car in half. And they weigh 104 pounds. It doesn't make any sense. They're climbing up a building with their nipples. They're different.
I apparently got to find the OG, see if that's streaming somewhere.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, that might have been a mid-aughts playing on Spike TV.
Okay,
it kind of seems like I was like, where did I watch it? That was a Spike TV thing.
I could I like fucking obstacle course shows. They're dumb as can be, but I love them. I've never watched what's the one Wipeout that has Rob Riggle doing commentary.
It's nothing. I ain't gonna set your alarm to watch it, but it's good.
I'm sure you
waste a half
get
an
a couple
hour.
Chuckles out of it.
That guy got hit in the gut. Now he's tipping over in the water.
You know what
terrific.
is universally funny? Watching someone fall down.
Yeah,
and
it's true.
That's from fucking Charlie Chaplin, Buster Keaton, up through Jackass to watching someone fall down will always be funny.
Yeah. And falling into water, even better. Great heights, even better.
But Most Extreme Elimination Challenge was always so goddamn funny.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was recut to be a comedy, but it's so good. I never watched The Floor is Lava. Obstacle course shows are a fucking...
Forgot about The Floor is Lava,
fucking American Gladiators, the Eliminator on the final event of American Gladiators. Always a banger.
Oh, what was that end thing called? Was it just the Gauntlet or was
I think it was the Eliminator.
Oh, what was the Gauntlet then? That was Okay.
The gauntlet was you ran down that like tiny hallway.
Get your fucking ass kicked by 6 steroid-ridden freaks. This is Dennis. He's a substitute teacher, and he likes to do sit-ups. And meanwhile, Tower is 6
This is
foot
Tower.
8.
He's 6'8", 350 pounds. And he's going to kick the shit out of you, but good news, we've given him a big pillow, so you'll be okay.
They don't let him see his kids anymore. He's going to take it out on you.
God, American Gladiators was so good.
If you did the rings, what was the rings called?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
It was just a series of rings hanging from the ceiling, and you had to cross from one side to the other.
If you looked across and on that other pedestal was Tower, just fall. Save
jump
your
off.
energy. Tower was so unstoppable.
Yeah, there was one of the ladies that was also exceptionally good at that.
She was the female Tower. She was tall as shit, long-limbed. So, she could get 3 rings for every other woman's 1.
Exactly. Just shoot across to your side, wrap her legs around your waist, and just hang there.
It's like
okay.
like a coyote playing with a 1-winged grouse.
Yeah,
just toying with you.
Yeah, just hanging upside down by your waist, being like, okay, carry me to the other side. Oh, you can't, and you fell.
Yeah. Like that show was good when a contestant would win that, because you could survive it and that would happen, but to actually get across to the other side was so rare.
Yeah,
like that was 10 points and surviving was 5 is how it worked.
Yeah, there's not enough high impact in that event for me to really love it.
Yeah,
but like,
no one's getting concussed.
Exactly. I like the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Or the ones where you put the balls in the trash can looking things.
Yeah.
Because that was always like somebody trying to like shucking back and forth, like, oh, I'm gonna fake him out, but then fucking here comes Nitro, lays the hit dick on you and just takes you completely out of your shoes.
It wasn't like super creative, but the one that was just like 30 yards of a football field, and you had to get it into the end zone. Remember, that was OG early one.
It was a very simple one. Yeah,
because it was a 2-parter. It was that, and as soon as you were done with that, you either got the point or you didn't. You went into that circle.
Yes,
and you had 10 seconds to push that gladiator out of that circle.
Good fucking luck.
Oh my god! Could you imagine how good a shape you'd have to be if a 280-pound man just laid down flat on the ground and didn't give you a limb to pick? Like, what would you do?
Yep.
You know, like pick 280 pounds off the ground. That's a lot of weight. Like,
I just love all of those events are so good. The great big hamster balls that you're in. That's a fun one.
You know what was the one that was always weighted too much for the contestant? Was where they jump from the pedestal with the rope and swing into them. And hit them off that tiny pedestal. I bet the contestants won 85% of the time.
Yeah, well, they probably needed to give them a couple of gimmies.
So they were so fucking sad at the end.
Yeah. I also liked the shooting one where the gladiator has the tennis ball cannon.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have like 3 Nerf gun stations, and you have to hit the target above their head.
And if you don't do it with them, the last one's 3 grenades you throw
which
at
are just big Nerf balls.
That one was probably a 50-50. They won that one okay.
Yeah, that one I think was fairly split down the middle. That one was fun to watch.
There were a couple of those Nerf guns that just didn't work.
Yeah.
They didn't have enough oomph. You couldn't aim. Like you had to aim 11 feet higher than the actual thing and hope it arcs its way in.
Yeah, they were like legit Nerf toys that you bought at Target. Like, shoot it. It's only 30 yards.
Yeah.
Like, no.
What do we do? This from the sniper line from Nerf? Like, give me a break.
Meanwhile, Saber's up there with a goddamn pneumatic cannon and 1,000 tennis balls.
Yeah, it's just the tennis balls are never going to end. He's just biding his time.
Joust was a good one where they just stand on those platforms with the big padded bow staffs and teed off on each other.
That's another one. I'd say 75% of the time the gladiator was winning.
Yeah.
And that was one too. Sometimes a guy would survive, but rarely did you knock him off.
Right.
Yeah. Because I think that was one where you could just last 10 seconds.
Oh, yeah. If you won, you could win by time expiring.
Yeah.
You, the contestant.
Yeah.
God, American Gladiators was so good.
Yep. I remember the celebrity one. They had John C. McGinley on there, who became famous later on for Scrubs.
Yep, Dr. Cox.
At this point, I don't even know. He was in Surviving the Game. He was in the movie Platoon. He hadn't got buff yet, but you could tell he must have been into fitness.
Yeah.
He, for a scrawny dude, gave so much effort. I remember thinking, God damn it, the guy from Platoon's busted his ass out there. He has no reason to be out there. He's going to get hurt.
I forget he's in Platoon. I know him from Scrubs and Wagons East.
Yeah. I think I know before the last brutal fight in Platoon, he's the one that's lamenting how short time he is.
Yeah.
Like 3 weeks, man, 3 weeks. Like,
They tried to bring back American Gladiators in
Hulk
like
Hogan.
the early aughts with Hulk Hogan and Muhammad Ali's daughter, whose name I can't remember.
Layla?
And like, I'm shocked it didn't do well.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, now's the time to try to bring it back again. Now that obstacle course shows are all the rage, bring back now. Do it.
I wonder what the story is there. Like, why? Yeah. I like if you were to ask the producers, why? You know what it might be? It's not meant for network TV. Maybe it's meant to be a cheaper syndicated show that just plays at 11 o'clock on Saturdays.
I guess, yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Or maybe a streaming channel would want it.
Yeah, or it's an ESPN2 show.
But like fucking Wipeout's on network TV, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's an ABC summer fill-in.
Yeah.
I think Wipeout's been on the air for like an alarmingly long amount of time for a show. You like, oh, there was one season of that.
I'm pretty positive Wipeout has a video game. Like
Really?
Wipeout is
You're
big.
Right. A Nintendo, I think, or at least
sounds right.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking Hole in the Wall was a network TV show. Remember that one where like, oh, we cut out this shape in a moving wall that moves towards you and you have to bend your body to get through it?
I forgot
that was a show on
about
television.
that. Some of those were impossible. There'd be a 400-pound woman and a stick figure be coming at them. Their eyes would be bulging out of their head. Still trying their best. Good luck, Butter Chunks. You're going into the pudding vat. I'll stay in here a while.
I like pudding.
Butterscotch.
I don't think it's Wipeout, but I'm pretty sure there's another Wipeout clone that John Cena hosts on like TBS or something.
No kidding.
Now's the time for American Gladiators.
You're right. He does have something like that.
Yeah.
Let's do the gladiator talk.
Yeah. MMA superstar turned actress turned right-wing nut job Gina Carano was one of the gladiators in that Hulk Hogan in that reboot. Yeah. I knew her from being an MMA fighter. I was like, holy shit, Gina Carano.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, the contestants didn't do well against Gina Carano.
I could imagine, yeah.
I remember one event is just like, oh, climb this pyramid, get to the top and hit the button. And Gina Carano just single leg takes down this lady and just holds her in a chokehold for the whole extent, the whole time.
It's like, we just need to get muscle ladies. We don't need trained killers.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Gina Carano could break you in half.
Yeah. Dislocating women's ankles.
So the Simpsons are watching this Ninja Warrior show. Jesus Christ. We spent a long time off-roading. Lisa lamenting this embarrassing family. They're watching this, what she deems to be garbage television while eating their TV dinners, uncultured swine, that kind of thing. I think we've done an episode kind of like this before. Yeah. And she's back on the bus the next day, and she just bails. She sees that she's in that girl's neighborhood, and just
let me off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I don't know that Lisa would skip school, but okay.
Yeah. It's a reach.
Yeah. Takes off. She's in this super nice bougie neighborhood where like, and I've never seen this except on television, but parking in the back and then everything that should be street is walkway. Mm-hmm. Like she even comments on like, ooh, a part of town where you park behind the buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only seen that in television.
And all of the businesses are super foo-foo.
Yeah, they're very quaint, little.
The one I jotted down, cruelty-free stationery.
That's so good. That's a good joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that kind of neighborhood. Lisa finds the girl's house and like goes to knock on the door and hears the girl crying, so lets herself in, which is psychopathic behavior.
Oh, there's trauma. Let me in.
Yeah,
I'm a stranger.
I'll just invite myself in, and like Lisa immediately in love with this house and all the stuff in it, and then meets the girl who's like, "Oh, I was crying because I read about how the whales are dying or something." It just Lisa's perfect friend.
Yeah.
She plays clarinet, and like Lisa's like, "Oh, I play saxophone." "Oh, well, pick one." She has a lineup of saxophones in her closet.
Unbelievable. Like different kinds.
Yeah, everything. This girl is perfect. This house is perfect. That girl's parents are so perfect. They're like super smart and super liberal, and they all love Lisa and music and art, and it could not be more perfect for
You think
Lisa.
their voices are anyone of note?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I looked them up, and if they are, I didn't recognize them, which is an indictment on me, not them.
Yeah.
So now Lisa extra hates her family because we see them like back again in front of the television eating TV dinners, because apparently we do that all the time, at least for this episode. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, I was able to get past that. And I'm a guy that sometimes get hung up on shit on this show, but I was like, okay.
Yeah. So we get Lisa then back at this gal's house and making up wild, insane lies about her family, like that Homer is a sculptor and Marge is a scientist, chemist, and that Bart doesn't exist.
Yeah.
I did like that. Maggie is a professor of nonverbal linguistics.
Yeah.
That's very funny.
She's a baby.
Yeah. And Lisa tells all these lies, and then it turns out that this family is going to be moving away because he's a scientist of some sort, and his research grant
got accepted.
Yeah, got accepted, so they're going to be moving away. He's like, "Oh, I'll drop you off at home," the dad. And Lisa pretending that Flanders is her dad is so funny.
Yeah. Flanders like, deception.
Yeah.
That may be a little out of character, but I got a kick out of it.
I was about to say, I didn't buy this right away, and then later I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Because later on in the episode, Marge finds out.
Yeah.
He's like, "How'd you know?" "Well, Mr. Flanders told me because he was so riddled with guilt about lying." I was like, okay, that's funny. So now we've learned that apparently the family is not moving because the grant didn't go through, and now we want to meet your parents since we're not moving anymore. Real swings in this episode. Lisa lies and says that the family is going to Lithuania, and but like everyone but Lisa is going to Lithuania, and they're like, "Oh, why don't you stay with us?" Which of course she loves. Yeah. But she like makes up these lies about how she has to be at swim practice super early, so I'm going to be gone at this time to this time, and we get like Lisa getting tucked into bed, and then as soon as the lights are out, riding her bike to the other family's house.
Putting on a swim cap.
Swim cap, and then being like, "How was swim practice?" And having her in, living this insane double life.
Yeah.
She's falling asleep in school. She's exhausted, but like loving it.
Yeah.
Because this other family is so perfect for her, obviously. Finally, Marge busts her. This is where she explains that Flanders spilled all the beans because of his Christian guilt.
It comes from the shadows outside the window.
Marge is pissed. Yeah. She is not happy about this. She makes Lisa invite them over to dinner. Dinner at the Simpsons, like a top 5 thing to do on the Simpsons.
Yeah, that is. Any new character.
Yeah, any new character. It used to be any townsfolk character staying with the Simpsons for a while. We haven't done that in a long time.
Good point. Yeah.
But man, I think fucking Mo, Apu, fucking Gil. Everyone has
Otto's girlfriend.
Yes, Otto's girlfriend, Patty and Selma, a handful of times. Like everyone has stayed with the Simpsons
Grandpa,
for a while,
a bunch of times.
It's crazy. So they go over to dinner. Marge has like made Homer some cliff notes on how to not be such a bore. I like that Marge finally is like, well, she's kind of got a little bit of a point. Like maybe we're not the most cultured, awesome people. So we get like Homer being weird at dinner but kind of holding his own by just saying like, oh, that's really interesting. Tell me more. I agree. Like
I have my best ideas in the shower.
Yeah. Which, hey, shower thoughts, pretty good thoughts. And then what a strange ending. Lisa kind of fesses up to all this at dinner, and then Bart turned his bedroom into like a cool nightclub room, and that's the end of the episode.
When he first shows them that, and when they walk in and it's just Milhouse doing concentration curls, it's all casually like just getting a pump in. And Homer like, where are you gonna sleep? It's like, sleeps for farmers.
Yeah, that's a good line. But like that's just how we end the episode. It's like, and I don't know if maybe this is a French farce thing where it's like things don't wrap up and they end with something random. I don't know, but like they just go upstairs and check out Bart's cool room with music and black lights and stuff.
And then the joke at the end, Nelson's the doorman, and they want to get in to talk to Bart to tell him to knock it off, but he's not on the list. But he lets Marge in, but not Homer. One rando, the thing I did enjoy is pausing and seeing who's all in there. There's a random character that I'm sure is not brand new because none of them are. They're all throwbacks. It's like an I Dream of Jeannie character. Must be from some TV show type thing. Like, it looks just like whatever Barbara Eden or whoever played I Dream of Jeannie. Yeah. Oh. Like, I wonder what that's supposed to be. Like a good looking woman, blonde haired Jeannie. Like, because she's like talking with Rainier Wolfcastle.
Okay.
Like,
maybe it's just an I Dream of Jeannie reference. Yeah. Maybe that's not a Simpsons character.
God, but it just feels like everyone else seems like they are, but maybe they weren't. Yeah. But it's like, that's a oddball character.
Yeah. I think Dedrick Tatum is there.
Oh, the Don King character's in there too. Yep. Like, that's a deep
God, I forget what his name is.
Yeah. Like
he has at least 3 action figures, no doubt.
Yeah, right.
With different costumes. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, like we get that like addendum clip of like people just, Bart's room is a nightclub now.
Yeah.
That's all, folks.
That's,
what?
Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah. And like they've done it a few times throughout the episode, but like the silent film style placard, like black with white trim and words in the middle, and a few times they have been in French, and then there's one way at the end it's in French, so I don't know exactly what it says. But via context, I think it says, Stay tuned for Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, that has to be it.
Yeah. So
that was the nice touch out of those. Otherwise, I thought they were kind of pointless.
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah. It's a weird episode.
Didn't do much for me.
No, me neither.
When Nelson doing those curls is the highlight. That's not
Milhouse.
Milhouse. But God, that just like that's something he would normally do. Just hanging out at his buddies. You know?
Doing curls. I mean, we've seen in like glimpse of the future episodes that Milhouse gets ripped.
Yeah,
so
that's true. I
maybe that's where it starts. Yeah, not my favorite of the bunch.
Yeah.
I like that Army Men episode.
Yeah, and there's one that I liked a little bit more than you, the Christmas one.
Yeah, the Christmas one, again, I like the first half. The Kill a Mockingbird one's a little strange. The Krusty one's pretty good. The Krusty Joins the Circus one.
I don't think I'm much higher than you on this, but I'm a little bit higher than you.
Yeah, I'm at like, not bad.
They weren't.
Sure.
This definitely, we've had worse chunks of this season.
100%.
Yeah.
Which we're only 12 episodes in.
Halfway through. Yeah.
So, not bad. All things considered. I'll take it.
I'll keep watching.
Yeah. I might as well.
Why not?
I was going to quit. I was going to be like, no, this is the last one.
You're this deep into the book.
Yeah. Is that cat bothering you?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Crawling into the guts of this couch.
My cat is exploring the opening in the couch where
the portal.
Yeah.
The Stargate.
Where the cup holders flip down. Okay, kitty. We'll do this again next week, episodes 13 to 17 for next week of season 30.
Doing it.
We'll be close to the end by then.
Look at that.
Enjoy more Saturday morning cartoon themes next week.
Oh man, what are you gonna get? Who knows?
Who knows? There's so many good bangers from Saturday morning
we
cartoons.
are so talented.
Outside of that, what do you got going on? How's the are you living? Are you living?
Buckling in.
Are you living a life?
Days are getting brutally short. Weather's getting brutally cold.
A life you can be proud of.
Eating a lot of bacon and eggs.
Oh, nice, nice. We had good breakfast this morning.
Yeah, that was a solid breakfast.
Yeah.
Good bacon.
Was that Dale's in Dunseith, North Dakota? Yeah.
Treat you right.
It was good. It was very good.
Coffee mishap.
Oh, man, I forgot about that. The lid came off the coffee carafe and spilled coffee
that was
fucking everywhere.
Weird coffee setup. I was like, I don't like this. This seems like this could happen.
Yeah, like this lid seems untrustworthy, and then, yes, it fucking spilled coffee everywhere.
Sure was.
And, of course, I was the one holding it. Like, it could have failed either of the other two of you, and I'd have been like, it happens. But since it was me, I was like, this is an outrage.
Yeah.
I won't
am I
have
gonna
this.
call? I can't live like this.
We struck out twice on fucking gas stations not having any hot stuff pizzas today because it was a Sunday.
Yeah.
Apparently people don't eat on Sunday. Apparently people don't eat food on Sundays.
Fasting. It's some kind of new weird religion that's taken over.
Unbelievable. Get your lives together, Senexes.
Yeah, not good.
Anyway,
not good.
It's fine. Everything's
fine. Everything's great. Terrific.
Showbiz, baby.
Yep. Just want a fucking breakfast pizza at a truck stop
at 1:30 in the afternoon. That's so much to ask. Brother, I fucking rolled the dice last week. I was at a gas station and I purchased a breakfast burrito from the warming station at 3:15 in the afternoon.
Gee, was it good?
No, of course not.
My goodness. I'm almost envious.
My eyes betrayed me. I was like, ooh, breakfast burrito. It was like so automatic.
Nums.
I love breakfast burritos.
Yum, yum, yum.
3:15 in the afternoon. How fucking long had that thing been sitting there?
Goodness gracious.
Yowza. We'll do it again next week, 13 to 17. Find us on the internet at Barley Basket USA. On Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. BarleyBasketUSA@gmail.com is the email address. You can listen to the show on YouTube, which people apparently do.
There we go. So I'm standing up for you YouTube people.
I forget to check on it but I do every so often, and I'm like, fucking 34 views. Who listens to podcasts this way? Okay.
I mean, I did, but yeah, they're out there.
It's all right.
That's my tribe.
I'm glad we've provided you an avenue to consume our product.
Thank you, YouTube
Thank
listeners.
you for consuming. Someday we will make $1 from this show.
Be pretty cool.
It's 130 episodes, 131 now. So we will do this again next week, and everyone enjoy yourselves.
Bye, everybody.